Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, one and all, Silly Samuros, Champion Show Gulls, Master for Murkies, your angry Alarax, and your sad Stukoffs. We are here in the grand finals of this tournament, and we are ready to go. France on the left-hand side, who came from the upper bracket, will have map pick and first pick advantage in this series. Germany on the right, who fought through the lower bracket. And when I say fought, Germany really fought through the lower bracket. They have gone through quite a few matches in this lower bracket, being dropped down here quite early in the double bracket or double elimination of the playoffs. Haunted Mines, no hero restrictions at the beginning, so no like tournament baseline ban on Anduin, Blaze, Genji, etc. We will have heroes picked and played as it is the Meta Madness style of draft. They will be unavailable for future maps in this best of 7 series. Maev and Hogger, who are banned away, will be available if they're not banned at the beginning of the map in future maps. But of course, as I always say, once they're played, they're no longer available for the series. So we get a first pick Blaze from the side of France. That'll not be available for the remainder of these 7 maps. We hope for a total of 7 maps. We're praying, we're hoping, we're wishing. Twitch gambles will all be 15 minutes for the remainder of the tournament. We'll probably put 20 minutes if we make it to a map number. No. When we make it to a map 7, we'll do a nice big 20-minute gamble or something. But either way, Haunted Mines to kick things off. No map bans from either side, as it will be Hogger Vala banned away by Germany. France will get rid of the Maev and Johanna. There's the first big Blaze. Now, here's the question. Will Germany lean into an early Chromie? Because Chromie is something that Germany has really banned out. They don't want to deal with it very often. They took a risk in having it open, and France went for the Blaze. Urel does get picked up for Germany, which is a very common hero for Haunted Mines. Her ability to jump around with Avenging Wrath. You've got your Righteous Hammer displacement for Camp Steel. The Vindication as well has got great wave clear, as well as the Risen Minor Skull clear. This is the updated Haunted Mines as well. There is no longer 100 Risen Minor Skulls in the mines. It's 110. 72 remain on the smaller camps that pop up around the mines, and now there is 38 on the Underworld boss. It used to be 72-28 for the total 100, but now there's 110, and you only need 55 to summon the Golem, and you typically don't go over 55. So, Genji will be removed as we get into the mid-ban phase. It's a Blaze Tyrael Brightwing. Is France going to consider the hammer, or is Germany going to try and run the hammer here? I feel like the hammer is being set up for France. Garrosh to be taken out. Like, Tyrael Brightwing Blaze Sergeant Hammer's a really good combo. Germany's going to have this for 3-4 pickup. I would assume it's going to be their healer and main tank, and then they flex that last pick. So what do they want with the Tyrael, though? I kind of like the idea of a Malfurion. Innervate value. You could maybe play up... Oh! Oh, okay. So we're going to be seeing Rhaegar. I was thinking Malfurion because you can punish the Tyrael's Eldruin's Might with the root, and also Brightwing, who wants to blink in. She might get stuck in that root as well, but it's going to be Cassia, Rhaegar, Urel, Chromie for Germany. Last 2 picks on the side of France. I really do see the Sergeant Hammer for them, but I don't know. Alarak is up as well, but Jiwoo isn't here for the Alarak, which is typically the player for that one. Gonna be Li Ming Sylvanas. Okay. So they're not gonna go for the Tyrael Hammer combo that I've been kind of seeing a lot and anticipating. Last pick for Germany. What do they want to run into this? Li Ming Sylvanas, Brightwing, Tyrael, Blaze. Muradin could be a pickup to dive into the back line. I could see a Nubrak or Diablo. I could see a dive-ish hero. I don't think it's going to be like Mal'Ganis or Mei. I think like a Nubrak makes a lot of sense. Good draft from both sides at the start here. But map number 1 of the grand finals is underway. Get your gambles in. Let's make them big. Germany coming off of a victory off of Netherlands. A small break between games, snacks to be eaten, water to be had. France sitting, waiting, not sure if they had a scrim warm-up or if they were just storm leaguing or if they were just sitting and watching the game. Not sure how they prepared for this one as we were inundated, or sorry, not inundated, we were knees deep in the previous series. Diablo spell shield. Muradin has a baseline armor as well with dwarf block. I think a lot of people forget about Muradin's baseline dwarf, not dwarf block, sorry, with the dwarf toss. Like, his baseline dwarf toss has, 30 armor? It's a small window, but it still is armor. Dequaza on the side of Team France. Playing Blaze, Yasu, Sylvanas, Tobos, Li Ming, Banana, Brightwing, and Masquerade Tyrael. Right side of the map is going to be Team Germany. Hazu Abzurel, Dark Wolf, Anubarak, Dino, Cassia, Ultraless Chromium, Death Knight is your Rhaegar. Thunderstroke,
4, 3,
Time Walk's
2,
Pursuit, Colossal Totem,
now go.
Nerubian Armor, and your Dauntless Urel.
Golems.
Adrenaline Stim Pack. Unrelenting Torment, Greater Polymorph, Aetherwalker, and what? Justice for okay. Time trap set up around the Southside Siege Camp. Those are really the main objective of the map. They do get so much siege in to fort gates and keep into structures in general. Spawn time at the 30-second mark. Impale from Anubarak after the burrow charge onto Masquerade, who is going to be able to back away. Dino starting at the camp. Do we have any camp start in top lane? It looks like top wave was pushed up onto the gate, and Hazuabs did have to tap well. Team fight around this. We do have Anubarak on the point. Polymorph by the Brightwing. Masquerade is going to get bit by Rhaegars. There's a phase shift from Brightwing into them as well. Banana getting sniped by an Ultralisk Sandblast, who's very low. We do have Hazuabs on this point with his Vindication active, and Tyrion's going to dive forward, trying to take down the low Ultralisk. The Jet Propulsion misses from Dequaza, and camp is going to be picked up by Team France. Hazuabs looks to get away. Sappers and bottom. Now, here's the thing. The RNG of where the objective spawns... Well, I guess there is RNG on where the objective spawns. It's a better way to phrase that. It could be top, it could be bottom for the side of France. So, getting these initial Sappers in your favor is a great way to prep what could be your Golem lane, as Laze and Sylvanas in top lane almost take down Urel. Looks like it's a 2-3 setup from the side of France. Excuse me. May lose our voice in this series. That may happen. It's whatever. Worth it for the grand finals. Dark Wolf steps up, a little Impale thrown out. We will get the preview on the minimap where the objectives will be spawning for who in about 35 seconds, at the 2-minute 30 mark. Sandblast continue to come out from Ultralisk Chromie. Rel is going to try and get some splash damage onto the wave and the Sapper camp. It is going to be one Sapper getting the charge in. The Righteous Hammer creating a little bit of space, but all three do charge in, and Fort Gate of top lane opened up. Bottom lane, actually a lot less damage coming in from those Sappers. But of course, there was the early game Blaze Sylvanas siege onto that Fort Gate to keep in mind as well. At Horrible Anomaly for the Chromie, as we would expect, Triumvirate, Magic Spit, Haunting Arrows. Let's see where it's going to be blue in the top lane. So France will have their Golem going into top lane. Dino. Some Oil Six down from Dequaz, who gets the Jet Propulsion into Dino. There's going to be an Avenging Wrath in from Hazuab. Soothing Mist from Brightwing activated. Righteous Hammer bonks her to the side. Banana trying to back away from Hazu. Fatal damage, and will be able to do so as the Avenging Wrath will be used to back away, and Banana does tap well. Magic Spit, of course, we're getting the range increase, but also Soothing Mist, getting a 4-second cooldown when enemy heroes are attacked or hit with the autos. Probably see the Critical Mist level 7. Very good synergy between those two. And Li Ming, Tyrael start at the west side. Hazu may look to invade onto Tyrael here and steal some away with the Avenging Wrath into the Vindication. 19. Actually, let's make it 20-24, favoring Germany still. And I think it's going to come down to the Underworld boss. A lot of times when I've been casting this map with the changes, a lot of teams will end up with like 36-36. Looks like France actually pulls ahead with the smaller camps. There is one skull behind this wall that's actually, you can see on the minimap, but not on the ground right there, as we have a time trap onto Sylvanas. Yasu fine to be able to back away afterwards. Tyrael diving in with the Eldruin's Might. This is Dino getting hit with an Arcane Orb and a Jet Propulsion, but a Soothing Mist from Brightwing will trigger as First Blood does come through. Sorry, that was a cleanse out from the Rhaegar, not the Brightwing, opposite team. Brightwing does end up going down, and First Blood picked up by Germany, who may get the Underworld boss after they take down Dino. Germany with the early double kill, and the stronger Golem, as bottom lane Fort Gate was weakened quite a bit. We didn't talk about what Germany's setup looks like, and it's pretty possible pretty plausible that they will be able to take down the entire structure. We'll see what their siege setup looks like as we enter into the Golem phasing.
And unleash your boundless anger.
Proper greeting for Chromie. Clearing out top lane with Dark Wolf really quickly as well. Might actually be the defense setup actually with Chromie. A Nubarak top lane. Dino's not going to be able to invade this camp. France does get another Sapper camp. Could possibly push this in. Tyrael diving forward. Smite on the ground. A Nubarak. Trying to just clear out the wave. Okay. So these Sappers, they just get experience over the side of France. Not a ton, but some. And this is Cassie already working on Fort Gate. The two towers were taken down. Golem gets a singular slap and opens things up. Slam Jam. Zones back the French members. We have Sylvanas in top lane pushing against Yrel. Just going to peek up here really quickly and see. There's actually a Sapper that will charge in as well. Haunting Arrows from Sylvanas utilized to amplify Siege. Righteous Hammer to create space and force them back as we jump back to the bottom lane. Golem down over here has the fort to 50%. Sylvanas again being pushed back by Righteous Hammer as you saw on the minimap. This is Fort taken down. Germany with the structure lead. Yrel is not going to be able to save their top lane for it. This Golem, even though it's a 15 difference, is still pretty healthy and hardy. And what is that? 23,641 versus... Oh, it's like a 4,000 HP difference between the two. I didn't see the damage on the other one, though, but it doesn't seem like... A 15 skull difference is really, at least at this point in the game, very low of a advantage. I think the damage is the big thing that you're really getting scaled up and not the health pool. But either way, bottom lane Fort Gate opened up. Now, here's the thing. The objective will swap lanes, much like Braxis or Alterac Pass. This will be France having their Golem next coming into bottom lane, Germany into the top lane. Cassie going for the Fed and the Soothing Mist from Brightwing. Actually, no, it's Peekaboo from Brightwing. Misread the animation. Wait, no. No, that was Soothing Mist. Why did it look like the Peekaboo anime? Oh, because it's Time Walker's Pursuit. I'm so silly. I'm so silly. I misread the AoE reveal for a different character. Banana is going to be looking to back away. And Smite down on the ground with the Swift Retribution, allowing so many French members to run on out of this. But yeah, it was the Peekaboo. It was the, not the Peekaboo, it was the Time Walker's Pursuit from Chromie, which was triggering. It looked exactly like the Peekaboo trigger. But yeah, Soothing Mist from Brightwing. Critical Mist from Brightwing was that level 7 pickup. And Horror Anomaly from Ultralist setup for a couple time traps on the left side. Cassie looking to push up these Siege Giants. Tobos Li Ming will throw back some magic missiles and such to clear out the wave. Sappers for bottom. Nubarak maybe looks to invade this. The Time Walker's Pursuit scouts out Yasu. Slowing Sands on this as well, and this will be Germany with the 10 talent tier advantage looking to invade, and they will be successful in that. The next Golem phasing is coming up. 25 seconds. Do they push bottom up? Ardent Defender, Cocoon, Slowing Sands, Ancestral, Valkyrie for Cassia, or Ball Lightning? She is holding 10. Maybe waiting to see if it's going to be Sanctification or not. I feel like if it's Sanctification, then they go Valkyrie. And if it's Judgment, they go Ball Lightning, maybe? Wave of Force, Judgment, Blink Heal, Mind Control, and Bunker for the Blaze. Judgment goes through onto a Nubarak. Mind Control immediately out of the mines onto Death Knight, but there's a ton of damage onto Banana. The Ball Lightning coming out from Cassia. As Cocoon lands onto your Sylvanas, Jet Propulsion creates a little bit of space. We have an Avenging Wrath onto Yasu, gets a Haunting Wave to the left-hand side. The Golems have spawned, or the Risen Miners have spawned, and a little Lightning Fury onto the Fort Gate of top lane. Dequeza to reset, and Germany head into the mines for the initial smaller encampments. Alright, as I get myself some tea between what I assume to be fights here, because I wouldn't be surprised if a fight breaks out. 2 kill advantage to Germany, slight experience advantage from that as well. So we're looking at 20 to 36, and Germany is getting close to finishing out. They need 11 more to be able to summon the golem in their favor. 28, I believe, is the max picked up from France. So all that's left is this underworld boss. It does seem like Brightwing is soaking up a little bit more in top lane. Arcane Orb finding its way into Dino through the wall. And Hazu steps into the slowing sands of the allied Chromie to pick up almost the skulls needed. Just one more literally is needed. Judgment from Tyrael coming through. This is going to be the mind control onto the Anubrak bunker, summoned by the Blaze. Hazu gets that last skull needed, 36 to 55. As the fight does continue, ball lightning out from Cassia. Tyrael trying to back away. The smite goes down the ground. The cocoon onto your Blaze. As now a time trap is set up around him as well. There might be a trigger onto that right when that comes through. No, it's actually a Righteous Hammer onto him. The mind control from Sylvanas down for 21 more seconds. Of Ardent Defender from Urel activated. We do have the Burrow Charge into a Righteous Hammer onto Li Ming, who's going to try and back away. We currently have Tyrael trying to back away from Rhaegar, who does have the Purge activation. And Urel still chasing on the south side of the mines. Avenging Wrath. Righteous Hammer into the wall. Cassia coming in with the fend as well. Brightwing trying to jump out of the mines, as we do have the chase in the bottom lane from Hazuobs and Dino, but that is going to expire as the golems are here in lane and defense is needed. 26,568 and 458 damage versus Germany's 33,324 with 574 damage. Nearly 100 more damage, or over 100 more damage for the Germany golem, and nearly 10,000 more HP on the current scaling. 36 to 55 if you're curious, as golem in top lane from Germany is going to open up Fort Gate, and that's all it really does. Chromie defending bottom and will save their fort, but my golly gee, Germany playing hot right now as they have 4-0 in kills. They save the bottom lane fort. They're going to grab another Sapper Camp. And once again, as a reminder, the objective does swap lanes. So Germany will be coming up next in bottom, France in top. Both of these are keep lanes as the forts have been taken down, but Germany's gotten more siege in this bottom lane. Germany also leading by, let's call it half a level lead. 12, almost 13 to a little close to 13.5. Cassie is going to try and clear out top lane. AoE, Inner Light, Fens, and that'll be enough damage to take out the Sapper, so no burst siege onto the top lane keep gate. Urel in bottom lane looks like she hearthed out before the enemies of France are able to advance forward. Magic missiles poking here and there. Take down the Siege Giants. Time trap set up by the Chromie. Those will be cleared away. Arcane Orb pokes onto the fort. Urel is showing in top lane. It's 4v5, favoring France. This is Siege Giants, right? Yeah. Impale out from a Nubarak. More assistance for the Sylvanas, by the way. Mind Control goes out. Misses onto a Nubarak. Arcane Orb lands onto Ultralisk, forcing out a chain heal from Rhaegar, who did go into the tidal waves. Now, here's the thing to mention. Urel is currently soaking top lane. There's no one matching her, so there is lost experience from France here. Yeah, wait, no, it should. I thought it'd be way more lost experience from France. What the heck? Wow. That's actually kind of surprising. I thought it was going to be like 1,000 to 2,000, but it's like 500-ish. Wow. Okay, never mind. I thought there was a ton of lost experience from the side of France, but the third objective is going to be here. As a reminder, France golem to top, Germany to bottom. Germany has gotten the stronger golem both times, I do believe. See if they're able to continue to do so. Jet propulsion onto Cassia. She has that blind going out. There's going to be a cleanse from the Rhaegar as well, as the mind control did land. The judgment from Tyra. The ancestral will connect onto Darkwolf, who's looking to back away. Bunker from Blaze has been summoned. The slowing sands around that as well. The bunker expires as a few allies jump in for a minute amount of armor really quickly. We do have Tyrael hit inside that cocoon. Burrow charge into a Fend. Avenging Wrath cleanse, I believe, was utilized by Banana right there. And yeah, it was used. That'll be Tyrael taken down. I think he got some death timer reduction, but Germany can enter into the mines, and they could potentially get a really hardy and healthy golem up against France, and France might have a very or extremely weak golem. I mean, we've seen some 55 to 0 golems, and those 0 golems are like 8 to 10,000 HP with a puny amount of damage, usually in the 100. 16 talent here, though, off that kill, and that is going to be not debilitation. It's going to be your epic enter. Fast forward, yep, for the Chromie, Earthgrass Totem, as well as the Templar's Verdict and Cassia, considering, and we can actually showcase that difference here as well. The irony of Cav Alert's not working today. How funny. Cav, did you finish your run last night? I got Rob Paris into it. I was talking to Rob in chat earlier, and I was like, oh, dude, I'm getting everyone to do this Elden Ring randomizer run. He's like, oh, I'm in. So I sent him a screenshot of all of my settings. And I was like, if you want to use my seed, you're welcome to use my seed. Or you can use to your own. But yeah, hopefully the run last night was good. Golem in the, let's see here really quickly. Golem in the top lane from France. 11,500 HP with 170 damage. Germany's big bad boy in bottom lane, 42,581 health and 630 damage. This could take down Keep if Germany's able to step up. France will get their 16 during this defense. Golem has the Keep dropped to nearly 50%. Yrel is rotating into bottom lane as well. A mind control out from Sylvanas. I don't think it had the pull that they were hoping for. Avenging Wrath in, and this will be Keep taken down. That's going to be a cleanse onto Cassia just as the judgment hits. Golems in respective lanes will be cleared away, and Germany has the advantage on map number 1 of this best of 7 grand finals. Radagon. My Margit was Malekith Phase 2. Cav had Consort Radahn Phase 1 for his. Fen's coming out from Cassia. Sorry, Lightning Furies from Cassia coming out. 76 stacks for Dino right now. 273 for your Sylvanas. Mind Control went out. No pull onto Dark Wolf, staying inside that Slowing Sands. Lightning Furies catching Banana or Dayquaza in the retreat. All right. France is actually stepping back into Germany right now in this bottom lane, trying to find a re-engage. Won't be able to get anything. Possession from Sylvanas as well. Used onto the wave. Magic missiles going out. This is going to be... Druid's Might down the ground. The Slowing Sands from Chromie with the Unraveling level 20. A lot of damage onto Hazu Yrel, who is going to be able to activate Ardent Defender. Cocoon onto Masquerade. There's going to be a big Soothing Mist heal and cleanse. Mind Control onto this Cassia. She gets the Ancestral Pixel perfect as Dino's able to back away from Li Ming combos. And Yrel now is going to maybe look to jump into the mines. Will she jump back out of the mines now? She's going to be taken down by Tyrael immediately as they enter down there. And this is going to be your Golem spawning. France finds their first kill at 17:45 in. And this will be... I'm assuming France, with the stronger Golem overall, they should be able to take down Fort and keep Gate if they get 55 to 0. Oh, wait, really, Kev? I didn't even catch that. I kept getting hit with, I kept looking away in the middle of your, boss fights. Germany doesn't have Yrel for 5 more seconds, and yeah, that's gonna be... Risen Golem. Okay. Germany's to top, France to bottom. I would assume Germany piles on into bottom lane. Oh, are they gonna... Like, they're trying to set up in case France is going to look for some crazy flank or something. But Blaze is already showing in top lane. There's going to be a ping onto the left side camp in a moment on your mini-map, so... Germany knows. The enemies are on the west side of the map, and... Still a level lead, though, for Germany. And we'll see what the defense looks like here. Golem in the top lane, if you want the stats, I've got him. 13,300 HP with 182 on damage. That's a 0 Golem. France has 49,246 health and 674 damage. And that is going to be easy bottom lane fort taken down. By the way, Siege Giants in top lane pushing in. Golem top lane. You can see the minute hits it's getting. Haunting arrows from Sylvanas to further amplify Siege. Mind control lands onto the Nubarak. He burrows the Judgment from Tyrael, but he gets the Ancestral. And now Masquerade is a little too deep. He's got a bunker to jump into from his ally Blaze. Alright, Golem for the bottom lane. Gets the keep down to about 50%. Slam Jam. No one saw that Death Knight. And yeah, it's about 50%. Next Golem phasing, about 22 minutes in game time. Yo, what's up, Koviers? How you doing, bud? Yeah, I'm very proud of the name creation of the Snake Pit. I don't think I've ever heard anyone call it that, and I'm very proud of that naming. TM Bahamut, right? I need to say trademark. Trademark Bahamut. Now it's official. You're facing Radon again, who apparently is not taking damage. Oh. Well then, that's awkward. '20s here, though, for the side of Germany. We already got the Unraveling for Chromie. It is going to be your Titan's Revenge for the Cassia, the Rockstopper. I always flip those two. Mind Control from Sylvanas goes out onto the Anubarak. There's going to be a handful of damage, and he gets bursted down. Judgment from Tyrael chasing onto the Rhaegar a little bit further. Arcane Orbs flying out. Tyrael smites the ground, chasing in with the Eldruin's Might. Pixie Dust applied to the Blaze with the Invisible Friends. You also have your Burn Notice, Blaze, Repulsion, Invisible Friends, Angel of Justice, sorry. And it's also going to be your Dark Lady's Call. I could not remember the name for a second there. You should be... Oh, thank you, I appreciate the kindness. Chat's been so nice to me today. I really do appreciate it. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Thanks for being here. Thanks for checking out the tournament. And thanks for supporting the best MOBA ever made. And if you work at Blizzard, hire me for BlizzCon. I am quite knowledgeable in the video game. One of these days, they'll just be in here and be like, oh, yeah, that guy's good. So Blaze, Tyrael in the mines already, Masquerade, and Dayquaza getting a good 20 Risen Miner Skulls. We also have Germany in the southeast side trying to get some as well, but France is really working through this quickly. They might get the 55 before Germany can get to double digits, but Hazu actually immediately jumps in. Haunting Wave, Mind Control misses. Seraphim was the pickup. We also didn't talk about the Rewind or... Oh, we did talk about the Rockstopper, that's right. All right, 40 to 32. And I believe all that's left is the Underworld boss, and Germany's going for this. If Germany gets the stronger Golem, this is going to be walking its way into the enemy core. Germany could find victory in this map with this objective push. Time Walker's Pursuit scouts out a few of the enemies around that exit on the east side. Oil slicks continue to go out. They're just going to hearth in the mines here. So the wave will be cleared out. Nubarak to grab some vision over here, and Golems enter into lanes. 55 to 40, and you can even see the Germany one in bottom lane is just being wrapped. These are going to be relatively low impact, if no impact. Well, Golem in top lane is going to get a couple hits onto the keep. Definitely showing the rapid damage from France is a bit faster from Germany. All right, another golem phase has ended. Next one at like 26 minutes or so, and back over to the true objective, the sapper camps. Slowing Sands out from Chromie. Mind Control lands onto Urel. The Jet Propulsion to follow that up. The Arcane Herb is going to be there. There's going to be a Ardent Defender trigger. Urel is going to use the Slowing Sands to try and have some space created. Then Avenging Rat to safety. The bunker came down from Blaze. The Time Trap out from Chromie. There was a Cocoon onto an enemy hero, and that is going to be Germany able to disengage without losing a member. And France, what are they going to do here? Mind Control thrown out. It's a relatively low cooldown, already at 11 seconds. 392 stacks for Sylvanas on her baseline of the 400. Siege Giant stolen away. Dino with 112 stacks on the Cassia. Lightning Stroke, and that's going to be 188 extra damage plus 360. So we're looking at, what is that, 548 or something? Waiting, though. Waiting in this. Time Trap finds the Sylvanas, but she has the Will of the Forsaken somehow triggered. I can't believe that. But she will be able to get Will of the Forsaken. She's able to sprint on out of there. And next to Golem, announcement should be very soon. Sapper camp for bottom lane to be grabbed.
Shall you breathe the darkness?
Drune's Might. That's a nice impale from Anubrak to deny the Jet Propulsion in from Blaze. Mind Control missing once again. Repulsion pushing people around from Li Ming. And camp in bottom lane will be managed. Alright, France has their golem going to bottom. Germany has their golem going to top. Still a fort available.
Gather skulls and empower your golem.
France is going to enter into the mines. Germany is going to use Hazuabs to scout. Avenging Rat charged up. Seraphim cast and able to back away. And France heads to the northwest side. 26 minutes in for map number 1 of the grand finals. You love to see it, everyone. And thank you all so very much for joining me today. Mind Control misses. 36 to 18. France will get the left side. Risen Miner Camp, 44 to 28. It all comes down to the Underworld boss. And this could be a throw pit in a sense too. Flank Slowing Sands from Chromie. Mind Control lands onto this Cassia. The Ancestor Healing immediately utilized, and Nubrak goes in with his rewind as well. That's Li Ming taken down. Cocoon onto the Sylvanas. Tyrael picked off by the Chromie. Jet Propulsion from Blaze trying to find something else. There's Banana being chased. Ultralisk on the right side is going to be fighting. Yasu taken down. And this is Rhaegar already leaving through the mines. They want to end through bottom lane. Germany wants map 1 victory. 27.5 minutes into this. And they want the advantage in this best of 7 series. You got to win by a score of 4. And it's a lone Blaze to defend as Germany may get the Finland in map 1. Showing a bit of prowess here as Dino tanks a few tower shots. Spell armor activated. And this is going to be GG, well played. Germany does not get the Finland, but they will be able to take down France in map number 1. 2 to 9 in kills, favoring Germany in both of those factors. GG, well played. No, Kaimo, it's not. How you doing? Oops, there we go. It's already 10:30. My God, the day is flying by. Last night I finished stream, ate food, walked Bandit, and then I was watching a TV series, and then all of a sudden it was like 7 p.m., and I'm like, oh, I gotta go to bed. That is truth. That is, honestly, that is 100% truth. That is what happened. It pisses me off to this day. Because especially those people who are, you know, these paragons of Heroes of Storm who they had to let everyone know about the maintenance mode early, they're no longer here. I haven't seen any of them, ever. Infernal Shrines, map number 2 of this best of 7 series. We got ourselves Germany on the right, France on the left. Germany up in this best of 7 series. Meta Madness style of draft. The heroes that are picked and played are unavailable for future maps within this series. As we get your Maiev and Gul'dan removed by France, Germany will get rid of the Johanna. And what else will we get rid of from the side of Germany? Is there any priority into the Alarak? We did, there's no Jiwoo as I mentioned, but Alarak was something Germany was not really wanting to deal with in some previous games, but it looks like it will be a Falstad ban from the side of Germany.
Glory to the Horde.
And Thrall is going to be your first pick. So Thrall for France. Thrall did have a nerf on Echo of the Elements. He had some changes as well. We'll talk about that as the game goes on. I want to see what Germany goes into here against the early pick Thrall. I mean, still a lot available when it comes to, like, tanks and stuff. Speaking of tanks, we get Germany going into the Sergeant Hammer. Germany's had some really good values. Now, the one thing I will talk about with Sergeant Hammer is that Ultra Capacitors, the attack speed bonus, what used to be off of just heroes, it can now be sustained off of heroes and structures. I personally think that is insanely busted. I don't know why that change came through. It kind of feels like when Hammer gets 20, she just kind of rolls into the enemy slowly but surely. We'll see if that is going to be the case. Thrall, Junkrat, Stukov. I'm not saying it's Cho'Gall, but no, I think this is just grabbing range poke. You've got displacement with the Junkrat as well. The early Stukov is nice as well. Lurking Arm underneath Sergeant Hammer with low blow level 1. I assume it will be growing infestation with It Hungers, because off of Sergeant Hammer, you should be able to get easy resets on that Lurking Arm. As we get into the bans, I would assume this is a Masquerade target ban or something like a Diablo or a Muradin. Yeah, definitely getting rid of like a Masquerade hero here, because they've got their Thrall, Junkrat, Stukov. They might go into another Bruiser and run the Thrall and the 4-man. I could definitely see 4-man Thrall being run. The Genji ban is really smart. Dinos had some really good plays on Genji today. Ultralisk did play it yesterday, and it did go pretty well for them. Obviously, they're here. So, with the Sergeant Hammer Dahaka, I'd like to see something with a solid cleanse for Hammer. Even though she does have the Neo Steel plating at level 4, I would like some other sort of cleanse with all of this like poke and lockdown that's already being drafted by France. Rhaegar's already been played. The Anduin is a solid grab. You have this actually... No, it's not going to be Holy Word Salvation. There's way too many interrupts. Concussion Mine, Riptire, Chattering Teeth, Lurking Arm, Sundering potentially as well. Tychus is going to be grabbed here, and then... So it is Thrall solo lane. What do they want to go into with the Diablo? Garrosh, I believe, is up if they want to try and play Punitive. Garrosh is a nice pickup into the Diablo. He wants to Shadow Charge in, and Garrosh can throw him further. So a bit of counter control, if you will, from the Garrosh. Last pick. I don't know if they're going to hyper carry on a Hammer. They could go into another Bruiser, potentially. I was legit gonna just like joke that it's Medivh, but it legit is Medivh. I was legitimately about to be like, well, they could just Medivh and just win the game again and cheat. And there it is. They're gonna go ahead and cheat their way to a 2-0 victory. Kerrigan's really fallen off of priority, and I think it has to do with the stacks that the stack increase. Stop knowing everything. Hard to surprise Baha. Look, this is why Blizzard should hire me. Good to see you, Killer. I think I saw you earlier today, but good to see you, bud. Moodier immediately. Oh, Moodier immediately. I hate that I added in that emote for you. I'm kidding, but still. I hate the Medivh so much. Let's see if France can upset. And still got a good 7.5 minutes on the gamble, by the way. The bonus of this is Medivh can't win the last game of the match. True. But the bonus for Germany might be that they might have a 2-0 lead in this best-of-7 grand finals. By the way, first place, if I remember correctly, is $4,000. Second place, I believe, is $2,500, if memory serves correct. France on the left in the blue. Dayquaza, Thrall, Masquerade, Garrosh, Yasu, Junkrat, Banana, Stukov, and Tobos is your Tychus. Germany on the right-hand side is going to be having your Death Knight Anduin, Dino, Sergeant Hammer, Dark Wolf Diablo, Ultralisk Medivh, and Hazuab's Dahaka.
The battle begins in 10 seconds.
Echo the Elements for Thrall, as I mentioned, had some changes. So the 20 mark is still 40, reduced mana cost. The 50 mark, so it used to be 40, now 50, is now Chain Lightning only getting an extra charge, no extra bounce. The extra bounce was added back over to Rolling Thunder on level 7. We have been seeing Rolling Thunder picked up with the Echo the Elements for that. And then the max stacks, the Mythic, went from 100 to 125. The damage was reduced, but still the activation or the trigger is still the same, with Chain Lightning striking the same target multiple times and also strikes one additional target per bounce. God, that phrasing is always such a tongue twister. Dark Wolf, by the way, Devil's Due level 1. Portal Mastery, Tissue Regeneration. That is going to be your Advanced Artillery. And the Even-Handed Blessing for Anduin. Quarterback Tychus, Low Blow Stukov, extra Wound Timers, Warbreaker Garrosh, and the Echo the Elements for Thralls. We do have Dahaka brush stalking in the left-hand side. As you have a drag immediately, lurking arm, silence. Groundbreaker goes out. Dahaka jumps through the portal, and Hazu will be fine, helping Hammer finish up this camp and gets the channel onto the point. Meanwhile, Thrall in top lane is just going to try and push things up onto the fort gate here. Dayquaza will get some siege in. First objective, by the way, will be Arcane in the bottom lane. And the auto attacks from Thrall do get inspiration on the minion wave, and I do think also Garrosh and Stukov are trying to slow the rotation so Thrall can get a bit more siege in the top lane fort gate, and does manage to get a bit as Ultralisk cheats and grabs experience while still being a bird. Portal setup. Dayquaza has the wind rush to back away. The drag attempted by Hazu. I think he even knew that wasn't going to connect. Divine Star out, as our gamble still has 5 minutes on it, by the way. So you'll definitely be able to see into, like, level 10. Unless you're swayed by some early gaming here, as we do have Medivh playing off of that drag from Dahaka, a Wrecking Ball into a Groundbreaker, Masquerade landing that combo, even though it was slightly nerfed on the distance portal set up by Medivh, and Hazu's going to be able to jump through that. Arcane Rifts on 5 stacks for Ultralisk, as Junkrat is putting pressure onto Dino, Sergeant Hammer bottom lane. I suggested that Echo change, not saying I'm the reason it was done, though. So you work for Blizzard. So you work for Blizzard! Anyways, left side Fallen Shaman grab, right side start out a little bit later from Germany. That Arcane Punisher is going to be spawning very soon. Thrall may stick around in top lane to just get more stacks, but it looks like actually he's going to be mounting up and rotating down. He's got 20! So he is going to be able to have that mana cost reduction. You're going all in on Game 7. What happens if we don't get to a Game 7, Kaimo? What then? Overkill from Tychus activated. What is the ding icon next to Cav's name? It is a unique badge that I made for this channel. And there was an event that we ran where if you gifted a sub, you got that badge. And that was the only day you could get it. Drag from Dahaka, Indomitable from Garrosh activated. Shadow Charge from Diablo, he's going to be thrown to the side by the Overpower. Overpower from Diablo back onto... Sorry, the Wrecking Ball throws him, but he's going to get the Overpower onto an enemy. And this either way is going to be 35 to 13 in the Defenders. It looks like Germany will be losing out on the first Punisher, as that's a portal set up into mid lane. Sorry, I missed where the portal exit was. Well, don't forget to tell your boss to hire me for BlizzCon, Lich King. Hammer's Hover Siege, level 7 is active. The fort gate is being opened up. Portal set up by Medivh. And level 4s and 7s looking pretty standard. Diablo Darkwolf is going to go into your Sacrificial Soul level 4. And also does have that Malevolence, or Diabolical Momentum at level 7. Malevolence is the little sword icon. But either way, so this is probably going to be an Apocalypse game. It could be Lightning Breath, but oftentimes with Shadow Charge at level 4 and Malevolence or your Diabolical Momentum, it typically is the Apocalypse. Hostile!
Yes.
Congratulations on your 7-watch streak. 45 stacks for your Thrall, another 5 to go, as he does not go, by the way, into the Rolling Thunder, went into the Ancestral Wrath, still some extra bounce. Tyke is thrown to the side, Hammer blasting. Tobos! Medivh actually gets the damage over the wall, and Arcane Rift thrown in, and that'll be Junkrat taken down by Diablo. And a double kill from Germany picked up, and that is going to be a little bolster on the experience. Hammer blasting away through bottom lane. Next objective, 7.5 minutes in-game time. Less than that, actually. And it will be mid lane Arcane? Frozen, sorry, we just have the Arcane. Spider Mine's going out. Impalers as well. A few blasts from Hammer onto the Tychus as well, but this is going to be a Concussion Mine to push Dino further back. Spider Mine set up once again, and no further play. I think they have already picked their casters. It was on BattleNet. I think you're thinking of the where they announced Artosis and Tasteless. But those are the only two people they mentioned. Also, Artosis and Tasteless, they would not be good at casting heroes. I'm going to be blunt about that. I'm going to be real blunt about that. I don't care how much study you can do there. I don't think either of them have casted this game since, like, 2015, maybe. I don't think they would be very good at it. That'd be a real blunder on Blizzard's part. Your mid lane shrine will be coming up. 15 stacks for the Medivh, 25 souls for the Diablo. It is Apocalypse, Blunt Force Gun, Light Bomb, Leyline Seal, Isolation, Sundering Warlord Challenge, Riptire, Massive Shove, and the Odin. What's up, Zyrael? How you doing today, bud? And Thrall, by the way, is working through these stacks pretty quickly. 70 of the 125 for that mythic level. 12 of 15 for your Garrosh. Piercing Light at 1. 9 of 10 for the Enhanced Agility. Feeding Frenzy on full stacks. Shadow Charge goes in onto the Garrosh. Overpower there as well. Dahaka, Brush Talk on the left-hand side, looking for maybe Banana in the bush. Banana's going to cancel that Lurking Arm, right? No, he actually is Growing Infestation. He automatically cancels. Blunt Force Gun misses onto Yasuo because of a ally toss to throw them to safety. 18 to 11 in defenders. Fallen Shamans above are going to be crashing and clashing. Concussive Blast, Hammer. Riptire is going to be utilized onto the objective area. 32 to 12, and it looks like this is going to be another objective over the side of France. I only need 4, and I don't think it's going to be too hard to be able to steal these away. Germany's still a way to go on this objective, and they're just going to portal back and set up for defense. Frozen Punisher moving in. Groundbreaker onto Dahaka. Way to Pushel misses. Indomitable. Warlord's Challenge. Dahaka pulled in. There's a Force of Will from Medivh. Drag. And there's going to be a Wrecking Ball to throw Banana to safety. Hammer still blasting away on the Mortal. It's going to be able to take down Fort Gate. Thrall, meanwhile, in bottom lane. Inspiring a mini wave, pushing this into the fort. Will back away safely. Yasuo also grabbing this camp below. And we'll see Thrall finish that out, get the globe, and our objective is going to be taken down here. So our next one is going to be at 11 minute 52. Until then, it's the race for level... 13 should be picked up, but I don't know if we're going to have 16 ready to go for the next Immortal. It might be close to it, actually. Alright, preview on the minimap is going to pop up in a few seconds. It is in the top lane. There it is. So it should be Mortar. Yep. Because first was Arcane, then we have Frozen, Mortar, then that'll be the cycle, but the locations will be the RNG. Grenade going out once again. You do have that devastating charge for the Diablo. If he gets those 5 stacks, he has the minus 20 armor onto enemies for 4 seconds. You also do have your Shadow Charge collision damage, increased by 50%. That's just a passive, you get that. Hypercooling thrusters as well from Sergeant Hammer. This is another thing that actually... So this and Ultra Capacitors both had the change where it's heroes and structures give value. So Hypercooling thrusters now can get cooldown from structure hits. Ultra Capacitors can be sustained off of heroes and structures, which, as I said in the draft, I find to be very, very overpowered. Yasuo in this bottom lane has got a minion wave pushed up. I don't know if they're going to be able to take down the fort. Concussion Mine with Ripper Air level 13 to back away. Dark Wolf is not going to have a Shadow Charge collision angle. And that Immortal is still a minute away from the objective. A little bit more, actually. But the announcement will be early into the 11-minute mark. And Junkrat using Ripper Air to back away. Looks like Dahaka Diablo almost took down our Overwatch character. I tried to think more about him, but I don't know much about Junkrat. Well, the Mortar Punisher awaits us as I'm just staring at minimap, seeing the rotations. Thrall slowly clearing bottom, 107 stacks for him. There's a possibility he could finish that before the objective. Let's see. Hammer does open up the gate a little bit. Lurking Arm underneath. Portal set up. It is going to be that It Hungers level 13 as we talked about for the reset potential off of Sergeant Hammer. Dahaka has a wave. Slowly moving on up into the fort area, but Thrall's already going to be here for the rotation and clear on that. Dahaka needs to go manage mid. And I said that we might be getting close to 16. We are 15.5 on both sides. Special Mine, Sergeant Hammer, Neosteel plating for the Siege Tactics cleanse value. Alright, Hammer set up. Dahaka still soaking for the allies. Probably has Brushstock off a cooldown. Chain Lightning from Thrall. He is done with his Echo the Elements at 12 minutes, 6 seconds. Just sub the 16 mark as well, which is actually big because now Thunderstorm coming through is even more damage. Dahaka is still going to pressure bottom lane. Hammer floating around. No Concussion Mine to push her around. That's a nice Concussive Blast to interrupt Masquerade stepping up. Portal set up by Medivh. Hammer jumps through to avoid the Lurking Arm. There's going to be Diablo full on souls as well. Groundbreaker lands for its 15th stack. Dahaka Brushstock's in. The Leyline Seal onto 4 enemies. Apocalypse is beautiful. The Blunt Force gun fired out as well. And that's a Light Bomb to follow things up. Odin did get summoned. The Junkrat was taken down first. They pulled the Dahaka back really quickly as the body blocks onto Tychus are so good. There is a Lurking Arm underneath all this. The bottom lane fort does go down. Hyper Thrusters from Diner to back away. And Germany looks like they will be able to get this third Immortal of the map. Thrall goes into mid lane with the allies to get some split soak. They'll at least grab the experience, but losing their bottom lane fort, that's unfortunate. First major structure being taken down by the minion wave from Dahaka's split soak. And top lane wave already working on fort gate. It seems like France are going to split really quickly before this and then try and retreat for the defense, or maybe they're just giving top lane fort. It might be. The position, I mean, Thrall's in bottom lane. Junkrat's still rotating in. Hammer here has got great siege damage. She is also Giant Killer at level 16. Diablo with the Domination. Elongated Tongue. You also are going to be seeing your Stable Portal at level 16. No Temporal Flux for the Medivh. And it is going to be your Leap of Faith or a Glyph of Faith for the Anduin. So top lane fort goes down. The Punisher's still in that lane, but Dino's like, let's just start sieging mid. Let's open up the map further for us as a portal set up by Medivh in bird form. Diablo, kind of between all of that. Garrosh, I think, was getting some vision. Hammer with a few blasts onto the enemies, trying to get the last tower of this gate, wiggling forward in hover siege. Portal set up if Dino wants to grab it. One more blast. One more blast? They'll let it go. They'll fly it into bottom lane. Dahaka not working on this camp, but he's set up in the bush in case maybe he has a drag potential onto the enemies. Steel trap into the bush. No sticky wicket, chattering teeth, or gotta trap them all. You have your boom pow bog down and the ripper air with the extra, with the endless nades at 16. Stuke off with a super strain. Oftentimes we see top off. It could be when push comes to shove though. And this bottom lane camp will be grabbed. I don't think Germany will step in. Germany does have about a 3/4 level lead. Dahaka's got a wave pushed up into mid. Hazu doing what Hazu does so well in solo lane. Macro out of his mind, while the rest of his team defends 4v5. Because this is a very common motif from Germany and in the Hazuab's playstyle, especially in solo lane. I mean, we saw this back in CCL, even when he was playing, like, Falstad and stuff. Impaler Camp will take down the 4. The Blunt Force gun comes out and takes down the Junkrat. Thrall is max stacks on his Thunderstorm, but Stukov hit with an Isolation will be taken down from that Brushstock Isolation flank. Diablo's done with his devastating charge. Portal from Medivh is set up. They're going to try and jump on a Masquerade here. He has a Wrecking Ball. Diablo goes back with the Shadow Charge. The Chastised landing overpowers there. Warlord Challenge will be utilized, and that is what will happen. Dino continues to blast away. Half a level to 20 for broken capacitors. 21 stacks from the Deep, by the way. He has not died. And Dahaka, he could be sieging with his team, or he could be split soaking into mid lane and get a fort. '20s are here, ultra capacitors, the hammer, she's blasted. 1.6 attacks per second with ultra capacitors active. As Thrall goes down, Garrosh just about to respawn. Hammer sets up. I mean, the next Punisher's bottom lane. I didn't look at the timer, but it's got to be... we've got to be within the minute of the announcement. And yeah, they nearly take down the keep. They might stick around and just go for it, honestly. Portal set up by Medivh. Hammer pushed back by Concussive Blast, or Concussion Mine. Trying to hover forward here. Riptire from Junkrat. That does get the activation of the mini wave. Diablo with a Fire Stomp for a small amount of damage. Leyline Seal with Medivh cheats. Connects onto 4. Isolation immediately afterwards. Sundering from Thrall. Dahaka will be able to burrow and avoid that damage. Keep won't be taken down, but if Germany gets this objective, they might be marching to core for victory. Drag lands onto Garrosh. The Light Bomb is there. The Apocalypse, the Blood Force gun, the Chastise, and a Hammer takes down Garrosh. Divine Star thrown out as well. Portal set up by Medivh. Hammer just jumps to the right side of the objective pit. Keep in mind, Germany came from the lower bracket. France has had less maps to go through as they have, it was like 2 best-of-5s France had to go through. Sorry, my Liquidpedia's not loading. There we go. France literally played 3 best-of-5s to get to this point. Germany has played 1, 2, 3, 4. One more, but still. Germany was on tournament life for 3 of those best of 3s, though. Oh, wait, no, is it 5? No, it was, yeah, 3 of them were on tournament life as they got dropped in the lower bracket, right? They had a higher seed, so they only had to play 1 game in the upper bracket. Or they had a bye, that's the word I was looking for, not 1 game. The bottom lane keep goes down, as I had mentioned. This is going to be Punisher pushing in. The Impaler Camp coming through as well. The Riptire from Junkrat summon. No level 20. Riptire does get an activation. Big Punisher jump over into a couple enemies of Team France. Hammer still blasting away in the core. Hazuabs with the autos as well. Pings onto the core, I think, are from the side of Team Germany as the Punisher has gone down. Hammer still blasting away. Leyline Seal to buy more time. Concussion Mine mitigated by Neosteel Plating Trigger. And Hammer with 200 health will be taken down, but the core falls as she does as well. And Germany with the 2-0 lead in the best-of-7 grand finals of this tournament. What is going to happen in map 3? Can France start to rally, or will Germany continue to pull ahead and get map after map? Teams need to win by 4, or with a score of 4, however you want to phrase it, in this best of 7. But we'll go ahead and get you all some stats. We'll roll some ads, and we will get ready for the next lobby. Where we're going to, that's what we don't know. Germany was knocked to the lower bracket from France, by France, in the upper bracket semifinal. Netherlands dropped Poland 2 into the lower bracket semifinal, or into the lower bracket quarterfinal. Welcome back, everybody! Map number 3 in the best of 7 grand finals. Germany, 2 maps away from taking $4,000 and first place in the Nations Cup 2023. A reprisal, if you will, because they were the victors in 2026. They were the victors in 2023. I was trying to storyline it, but my brain jumped ahead in my excitement. But Germany did win the Nations Cup at the LAN event in Germany, Berlin, where I was casting live event. I miss it. It was so much fun. But yes, so Germany is trying for the run back. They're trying to get the run back here for another Nations Cup victory. 2 maps away from succeeding in that. France obviously wants to put a, put up a fight. Put up a fight is probably a good way to phrase it. So we'll see if the members of France can put up that fight in this map number 3. Or if Germany will be able to continue their lead. Dragonshire is this next map. Hogger continues to be banned away by Germany. Vikings will get a target ban. What else is France going to consider for a ban here? Maiev as well, okay. This is a map, we used to see it in CCL. I haven't seen Dino run in a very long time, but Dino used to run a Phoenix on this map. The sustained damage from Phoenix, Phoenix's base kit is fine, it's just I don't like his heroics. I really think his heroics and his level 20 upgrades are really lackluster and poo-poo, and I don't like them, and that's my opinion. But his base kit is really good. Like, his sustained damage is good, his mobility is alright. Unconquered Spirit level 20 can be a really cool tool as well, but all in all, like, Planet Cracker and Pure, not Suppression Pulse,
Let's fly.
I'm blanking on it, but either way, the sweep, as I also call it, they just feel so lackluster. They just feel really, really weak, but the sustained damage is nice, the wave clear's alright, the mobility's there. Yeah, I'm blanking. I am blanking completely on that one. Falstad will be your first pick, though. France will get the global. Genji has been grabbed for Germany. No Anduin to be played with that, as we do get a Muradin for Germany as well. Stormbolt, Swift Strike, Shurikens, mobility with Muradin with the Dwarf Toss as well. Falstad. Will they consider a Stitches composition on the side of France? They have one of the pieces of the puzzle there. Purification Salvo, thank you. I was like, it's something Salvo, I can't remember it. My brain kept wanting to say Purifier Beam, and I'm like, that's Artanis. Yeah, Purification Salvo, there you go. Thank you. Falstad, Chen, Lucio, this is a Stitches comp. I think this is going to be a Stitches comp. You can run Malfurion with this, but I think Malfurion's already been played in this series. It all blends together at a point. I know he was played earlier. But either way, I could definitely see it, like, Hook, Gorge, Wandering Keg, Gust, push back the enemies. Yeah, it's a smart ban. It's a smart ban. Even if France wasn't leaning into it, just take that off the table. I wouldn't want to deal with a Stitches comp right now. Ban-wise, into the side of Germany, maybe a target ban onto a healer. A lot of options available. They could target ban Uther, potentially, I think. I'll actually get rid of Hazuub's Rexar for the solo lane. Okay. I mean, but for, like, solo lane, there's still, I believe Leoric is still been available. Malthael, I think, is available as well. A lot of really good solo lane options. Hazu plays a diva here and there as well, too. Yo, what's up, Skullfeet? Good to see you. We are in the midst of our best of 7 grand finals. Thanks for coming on through, my friend. Hopefully your Sunday's treating you well. All right. So we're going to go back into Karazim again. So Germany's been playing Karazim pretty consistently on this map. They'll grab the Jaina as well. So they're going to get their last pick is going to be a flex in the solo lane. There is a chance where you could run the Chen in the 4-man. So I like the idea of saving your solo for Germany as your last pick so you can really know what you're going up against. Because this could be another bruiser and a main tank and a hypercarry Falstad. That definitely is a possibility. Let's see what we end up getting, though, from France in these last two. Mal'Ganis and Gul'dan. Okay. So it is solo lane into Chen. Is there anything that they can draft? I mean, Diva could be a consideration to Chen. Anytime he drinks brew, you just you boost into him. Urel's already been played in the series, so no Righteous Hammer. I could see Leoric as well. Leoric wouldn't be too bad. Chen drinks brew, you throw a drain on him. Yeah. The wave clear, the push, the mobility, Entomb with Jaina is not bad either. Entomb plus X-Strike can be nice as well. I think Gust is going to be a really good I think Gust and Keg are going to be more disengaged tools than aggressive tools, you know, gusting into corners or wandering Keg into corners. I think it's going to be a very defensive utilization. Germany's got the advantage. They've got a decent amount of dive. Let's get into it. Everyone, map number 3. Here we go. Happy Sunday, everybody. Final series in our tournament that started on January 31st. Nearly a 3-month tournament. Entomb plus Blizzard named Icebox? No, we just call that Minnesota. I thought I already told you to stop it. When do we send this to Blizzard? Always. Always be messaging Blizzard. ABMB. Always be messaging Blizzard. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out, man. This has been so much fun today. I really appreciate you all watching the games and cheering on your team that you love so very much. 7 minutes, 40 seconds on the Twitch predictions. Well, actually, 20 seconds left because of delay. But still, either way, get your gambles in as we are here in map number 3 of this best of 7 grand finals. Masquerade for the side of Team France on the Mal'Ganis, Tobos, Falstad, Banana Lucio, Yasu Gul'dan, and Dayquaza Chen. Right side of the map is going to be Team Germany. Dino Jaina, Ultraless Genji, Death Knight Karazim, Dark Wolf Muradin, and Hazuab's Leoric.
5, 4.
You got a cease and desist, Mitch? Dang.
2,
Oh, I'm definitely on their radar then.
Let the battle begin.
Consume Vitality, Third Win, Iron Fists, Agile Dismount, and the Fingers of Frost for Jaina. We have the new Accumulating Flame for the Chen. It is also your Pursuit of Vengeance, Gul'dan, Accelerando, Frequent Flyer, and the Will of Tichondrus for your Mal'Ganis. We'll talk about those new level 1s. We'll talk about Jaina and Muradin stuff as well in a moment, but let's see how the remainder of this first engagement looks as Muradin's still chasing on to Masquerade with a Stormbolt missing onto Banana, but so Jaina, let's start with Jaina. Jaina has the improved Ice Block at 12,000. She has her Mythic with the Ice Cold, being able to move and cast while in Ice Block. You do also have your Muradin, which had his baseline quest its hammer time increased for the first reward from 40 to 45. The Mythic still at 160 for the 50% width and 100% range on the hammer, as well as piercing all targets. But Muradin also has the ability now, if a target hit by Stormbolt dies within 4 seconds of being hit, Muradin will get 5 stacks, if I remember correctly. The tooltip, unfortunately, does not have that updated. Hopefully it gets updated sometime soon. The Accumulating Flame. So you want to basically, you get 0.5 stack per burn, basically. So this is technically 3 times 4. This is actually 12 stacks technically for the Chen right now, because he gets quarter stacks, and it doesn't show here at the bottom for us, unfortunately. But it is going to be your Accumulating Flames. Wait, Mal'Ganis in mid? Interrupted by the Muradin. There's so much going on. I want to talk about the talents to inform all of you in case you are new to the patch that came out this week. there's going to be the Withering Fire as well. So damage enemy hero with Breath of Fire to permanently increase periodic damage by 0.25. Kills grant 2. After getting 20 damage, increase the range of Keg Smash. Mythic 75, I have not seen yet. Breath of Fire reduces the enemy armor by 20 and duration increased by 0.75 seconds each time Chen attacks the hero. So the verbiage there is very specific, because you have things like Paralyzing Enzymes or the Johanna with her Sins Exposed level 7, where it's the auto attacks refresh the duration. This is giving 0.75. So even if, and I tested this in PTR, even if the target stands completely still, you will slowly lose that duration. It is not an indefinite stacking. And then the Mal'Ganis Felclaws, which is already at 9 of the 40 stacks, and you get half a damage stack, so technically you need 80 stacks. In theory, right now he's at a 22 or something. But we are going to be seeing, so enemy heroes hit by the first 2 slashes, or sorry, hit 4 heroes with the first 2 slashes, causing the final slash to increase the damage by 2. Enemy heroes hit by Felclaws just give you the 0.5 stack. Once you're done with the 40, much like Accumulating Flames, which is uncapped, you will have a 0.5 second stun duration increase in your final slash of Felclaws, taking from 1 to 1.5, and then the final slash also steals 4% health as well. Those are all the updated questing stuff. I know we were talking a lot about talents, but right now it's Dragonshire. The beginning of the game is a lot of just sort of poking lulls. We haven't really had a kill yet, some near fatal moments, but nothing really major to know. The last thing to also mention is Falstad, his range to get credit for frequent flyer was reduced from 14 to 8.5. Very significant. It is forcing Falstad to be a little bit further forward in lane. I wouldn't say like a mispositioning level, but definitely a little bit further forward, possibly a little bit more punished. And that actually has pushed Falstad down a little bit in priority because of that range reduction. He had no other changes from, if I remember correctly, he had no other changes outside of that range reduction. And that has kind of pushed him down in priority. Thrall had some changes as well, but we talked about this before. Dino will be taken down. Gul'dan did not finish his Pursuit of Flame, so he will be reset back down to 0. 30 stacks needed. Works the same way as Medivh. Masquerade tries to go for channel in the mid lane. Felclaws coming out as well. Swift Strike. Ultralisk with a couple autos into Masquerade. Banana rolling here as well. 10 talent here coming up soon. Looks like the members of France are pulling ahead a little bit in experience, so let's go ahead and take a look and see where that's coming from. Jaina goes for the right side camp. No, she's just rotating through. Muradin scouts out the left side, being grabbed a little too late. Felclaws again. Almost taken down. Isn't Minneapolis, Minnesota, though, considered the icebox, literally? Isn't that, like, the name for it, Kobeers? Or am I misremembering? I thought Minnesota, like, was, Minneapolis, Minnesota was, like, called the icebox. Or is it just wicked cold there? I don't know. I remember a few people back in Wisdom complaining about days going into the office. Well, I sat cozy in my mountain house. Felclaw's coming out. Dark Wolf is going to look to back away the Night Rush. There's going to be a Fel Flame to wake them back up immediately. Masquerade trying to go for the channel, but Ultralisk should have delays. Carrion Swarm, High Five, Horrify, Gust, and Wandering Keg. And the objective is going to be delayed as we have Jane in the bottom lane, hammering going out from Falstad. What's up, Dings? How you doing, bud? Wraithwalk out from Leoric. Here comes Genji jumping in. Lucio rolling in as well. Speaking of rolling, there's a Wandering Keg. Entomb from Leoric. There's a Gust on the left from Falstad. Avatar, 7-sided strike, X-Strike, and your Water Elemental for the Jaina. As she did summon it in bottom lane. Top lane fort will be taken down. Jaina, Water Elemental not getting a ton of value in bottom. Yeah, but isn't Minneapolis, Minnesota called the Icebox? Isn't that's the joke I was going for? Isn't that, like, legitimately one of the names of it? Like, Detroit is the Motor City? Horrify from Gul'dan. Big damage, and Muradin will fall. 2-2 and kills. France starting to pull ahead here on map number 3. Ultralisk gets a deflect and swift strike to the side. Karazim, make sure you get that spray in the rotation. Dashes over to an ally with the Breath of Heaven as well. Falstad will hold the Sunshine on the north side. Night Rush from Mal'Ganis. Genji deflect, X-Strike goes down, trying to swift strike to safety, and that's going to be Gul'dan taken down. His stacks once again reset to 0. Carrion Swarm coming through, 7-sided strike from Karazim as well. You haven't heard that? Oh, wait, really? A bunch of people at Wisdom used to call it that. Karazim does go down. Alright, Jaina's Fingers of Frost has been completed. We have Gul'dan left side working on the Siege Giant camp. We do have Dragonite available to Germany, but I don't think they're going to be going for it. Lucio gets Moonshine. Genji heads to top lane for the Sunshrine as well. Leoric stepping onto this. Watching minimap a lot today on this Dragonshire because there's so many quick little rotations here and there. As Jaina's going to finish out that camp. Genji Shuriken Mastery has been completed. Night Rush from Mal'Ganis. There's going to be a few Fell Claws. Dark Wolf is trying to back away. Avatar will be utilized. The hammering coming out from Falstad as well. Dark Wolf is going to be taken down. A 4th kill over the side of France. Pulling ahead by about a level. No scaling just yet. Oops. Punching things. So Dino will get the Moonshrine. Falstad had the Sunshrine, but there's not going to be any Dragonite to channel. But a level lead is formed in favor of France. Also to mention, 36 stacks for your Chen. 39 for the Mal'Ganis. It is both of those uncapped quests as Tobos in top lane is going to try and back away from the X-Strike and 7-sided strike. The high five from Banana, good, and that'll be a Tobos Falstad to be able to back away just fine. Chen gets the Moonshrine, Genji gets the Sunshrine, Jaina with a bit of Blizzard onto Mal'Ganis. He is done with his level 1. Stormbolt lands into Mal'Ganis. The Carrion Swarm will come through in time. High five from Lucio, sorry, push off from Lucio in this engagement, and Jaina will be taken down by the Mal'Ganis. Water Elemental cleared away. Dayquaza now trying to take down Dark Wolf. That's a Horrify into a Gust, and that should be another couple kills over the side of France, who have turned up the heat. 7-3 in kills. And a level and a half lead, almost a talent to your advantage. Leoric has the Moonshrine, Chen has the Sunshrine. We do have Falstad and Gul'dan pushing mid lane. This is going to be Dragonite channelable to the side of France. Who will get inside? Moodier, thanks for hanging out with us. Sorry if I missed you, bud. Have a good one, my friend. See you next time. Molten Flames coming out. Blizzard down on the ground as Dragonite is still wailing away on mid lane 4. The top lane was taken down earlier. The Fell Claws from Mal'Ganis with Blind as Bat level 16 as the Entomb from Leoric will be activated. Death Knight so very low and will be taken down. The Wandering Kick from Chen. And this is a Savage Charge to kick Genji away. Banana very low. Needs to be careful of that re-engage from Genji in the flank, as that is Mal'Ganis and Chen falling. Genji going to look to try and take down Banana. Has the mobility. The Circans are going out, but it's not going to be enough. Jaina falls to Gul'dan inside the Dragonite, but now Gul'dan a little far forward. Stormbolt lands, and this is Genji able to assist in the kill, and Gul'dan loses his Pursuit of Flame level 1 stacks again. 67 for Muradin, by the way. He needs 160 for his Mythic Stormbolt. 22,000 of the 30,000 for Jaina on her improved, or the Ice Cold trigger. And Gusting Keg utilized more aggressively than I anticipated. I'd like to see it. I really thought Germany was going to have more aggression with so much dive from Muradin, Karazim, and the Genji, with Leoric able to Wraith walk in as a sort of dive, and Jaina stepping up with Blizzard's, Cone of Coals, and Ice Lances. But France really putting Germany through their paces, I think is a good way to put it. Germany does have that level 16 with the Ominous Wraith, Royal Focus, Stone Form for the Muradin. No imposing presence or anything like that. We do have Cleansing Touch for the Karazim. And Entomb from Leoric goes out. You also have your Deflect Reflect at level 16, and Jaina with the Numbing Blast for the root for 0.75 seconds. Lucio, amp up active. The Gust from False pushing back the enemies. Daquaza, stagger active. Leoric Wraith walking through a few enemies with that ominous Wraith value for the 50% damage reduction on those enemies. Or dealt. She jumps into the back. A few shurikens thrown out again. Shin Gun level 13. Shuriken Mastery was already completed earlier. Dragonite phasing is here, and that is Hazuov's very low, but we're not taken down. Wandering Keg from Chen. Ice Block from Jaina. Dino might be dead here, as they'll be pushed to the side. Horrify from Gul'dan afterwards. Deflect from Genji is pretty good. Ultralisk is the next to go down. Karazim will be able to punch their way through the enemy Falstad, but it is still Leoric taken down by Mal'Ganis, Darkwolf, and Death Knight trying to live here. A flying kick in again from Chen. The 7-sided strike minus armor. And that is going to be Death Knight taken down next. The flying kick onto Darkwolf as well. Push off from Lucio to get a little slow. The Soundwave pushes Darkwolf to safety. But that'll be bottom lane Fort taken down. And France with a 7-kill advantage, a level, almost a 2-level lead, are going to be able to get the Moon Shrine. We have Chen in mid lane rotating to top. And he's on 40 stacks. We have the Entomb from Leoric. Carrion Swarm was utilized inside of that. Skeletal Swing from Hazu. Masquerade with a few Fell Claws. 54 stacks for him as Yasu gets inside the Dragonite.
The flame cleanses all.
Invade on right side camp. Camps on this map do disappear when the objective is channeled. Darkwolf is able to get the channel and disengage. Stormbolt onto Mal'Ganis as he was about to utilize the Night Rush, but comes up with the Blind as a Bat, and that is going to be Jaina taken down first. Hazu the next to go down. Wandering Keg not getting the displacement, but it doesn't matter. They still get the double kill, and this is going to be mid lane keep opened up. Will they take keep? Is this core? France with a significant lead over Germany for the first time in this best-of-7 grand finals. Like, France has maybe had a lead here and there, but this is the most aggressive we've seen France all series. Maybe they were waiting for smaller pools or something, I don't know, man, but this is insane how dominant France has been in this map. Yeah, Germany's gotten 7 kills, but it doesn't matter. This is going to be France putting one up on the board, as we like to say, and this series is got some legs finally. We are going to be seeing a few more maps. No 4-0 for Germany, as it is a win for France in map number 3. GG. Well played. It's all because Moodier left early. If Moodier didn't leave, Germany would have won. Obviously, that's the case, right? Alrighty, let's get into it as we are here. Can we hear your best Texas redneck and accent impersonation? Only for a sub. On the left-hand side, it will be France. On the right side, it will be Germany, and it will be your first pick over to the side of Germany. France will be having map choice of Battlefield of Eternity, banning out the Maiev. We are here in map number 4 of this best of 5 series. So heroes that are picked and played are unavailable. So 30 heroes are unavailable in this map number 4. Bans don't carry over, but technically 34 are unavailable. ETC removed, Johanna taken out as well. What are we... Definitely worth noting. No, thank you. I like watching you cast. Oh, well, thank you, Coviers. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. I like the kind words always mean a ton to me. Thank you, everyone who you know, comes in and says nice things, and subs and all that is great and everything. But thank you all for the positivity. I really appreciate it. We work hard as we work very hard, and we try and make the best streams we possibly can. We don't get it right every day, but we do our best. And hopefully Blizzard will recognize our skill and hire us for BlizzCon, because that's... Pray. So it's Johanna Maev banned away by the side of France. We have an ETC Hogger banned away by the German crew. It is Varian Vala will start things out for the side of France. Hanzo was the first pick for Germany. Okay, all right. Main tanks. Arthas is up. We did see Germany run an Arthas on Battlefield earlier. It wasn't the best, but also it was, there was a little bit of a role swap in that game as well. Not sure if it was intended or not, but I'm assuming this will be Hazuabs on the actual Arthas this time, rather than Ultralisk on Arthas and Hazu on the Chromie that we saw earlier today, which was, I wouldn't say it was bad, but I just feel like that role swap was a mistake, to be bluntly clear on it. Not to beat around the bush. Plan-wise, possibly a solo lane. Oh, no, Zarya. Okay, so they don't want to deal with a support hero like that. I'm actually not sure. This is the fun thing about Arthas, is that Arthas is one of those heroes that can be played in solo or main tank. So drafting him in this position is kind of like, ooh, is he our tank? Ooh, is he our solo laner? Same thing with Uther as well. Uther is the same sort of situation. Like, is this a main tank Uther, or is it going to be just a healer Uther with some sort of secondary healer coming in as well? Zarya being banned would have been that support. Stay a while and listen. Sorry. Deckard Cain will be banned away as well. No stay a while and listen setup. But we have Ana and an Imperius. Nano boosted Imperius could be really scary. Celestial charge after celestial charge after celestial charge. But Arthas does have some attack speed debuff stuff, movement speed debuff as well. What are they gonna pick up here for the remainder of the draft inside of Germany, though? With the Hanzo, Uther, Arthas, I feel like the Arthas is going to be in the 4-man, and they're going to pick up a Bruiser. This could actually be 2 Bruisers here. So they will pick up the Ariel, so it's double healer for Germany. I'm assuming it's... It's main tank Uther in the 4-man. Hanzo, Ariel, Malthael with solo lane Arthas. Maybe swapping the Malthael for Arthas if needed. If Imperius is the solo lane to Arthas, that's gonna be a struggle for the Imperius, though. I think they might actually Bruiser again here, so that they do a hyper carry Vala, and they have something else into that solo lane. No! Double range auto attackers up against the members of Germany. Okay. Germany has a lot of sustainability with Arthas, Malthael in their base kits. You have Ariel healing, Uther healing. Hanzo has mobility with natural agility. I like the Germany draft. I think France has some really good aggression, though. I like the French draft a bit. Tracer, Meow, Tracer has been saved for, like, really later games and series, I've noticed. I don't know if that's, like, an intended thing, if they're trying to save it for, like, later in a series to bust it out, or I don't know what, but I've noticed that throughout this entire tournament, since basically late January, early February, I've noticed Dino holding Tracer to later in a series rather than early in a series. And I think the other idea, too, is I think they're trying to pull target bans when it's not needed in the draft from the side of Germany by not taking the Tracer, kind of having that looming threat of Dino Tracer, ooh. So I think it's one of those situations, is kind of how I'm observing it. I might be wrong, but that's the mentality I throw towards the situation. And also, thank you everyone for hanging out. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Happy Sunday. Thank you for hanging out with us. We've done our best to manage ads. If you'd like to support the stream with a sub, it's much appreciated. If you can't, I understand. Thanks for being here. We do our best to make sure no ads come to you during the middle of the games, and that should be for the rest of the series. We should be good on our ad blockage unless we get some insane 50-minute game. France on the left-hand side with the Dequaz Imperius, Banana Ana, Tobos Vala, Masquerade Variant, and Yasu Raynor. Germany on the right side, Hazu Arthas, a Dark Wolf Uther, Ultralisk Malthael, Death Knight Ariel, Dino Hanzo.
10 seconds.
Frost Presence continues to be the level 1 for our Frost Presence continues to be the level 1 for our Artanis player. Arthas players. Different A, man. It's throwing me off. I hate this. Arthas will pick up the Frost Presence. He's got his baseline Frostborn Hungers as well. We'll talk about those later on. Wave of Light for Uther. Death's Reach Malthael. You do have the Righteous Assault for Ariel as well in that Sacred Suite. Howling Blast to follow up the stun! And I think we're seeing a little bit of the setup here from the side of Germany of how they want to play this map. Simple Geometry for the Hanzo, Exterminator for the Rainer, so we'll have that Inspiration being permanent, but also increased damage to minions, mercenaries, and monsters, monsters being the Immortals. Puncturing Arrow for the Vala, Lion's Maw for the Varian, Contact Healing on the Ana, and that is the Solarian Flare upgrade with the Consuming Flame, level 1. Arthas is going to go check this tank camp in top lane. He'll discover Dayquaza and Yasuo on this. He's actually going to step in, lands the Howling Blast, Frozen Tempest is active. And that does have attack speed and movement speed debuff, but it is not going to be sustained on those two enemies. Howling Blast again for the 4th stack. 20% area increase by taking the talent. After 15 stacks, you get a... enemy heroes are rooted along the path, and it is also range increased by 20%. At the 30 mark, you are going to be having Death Coil slowing by 50% for 0.75 seconds. Celestial Charge into the Arthas. Malthael up here as well. Minion Wave pushing in. The Impaler camp getting some small damage onto the fort gate. Taking a look into bottom really quickly. It looks like some siege has been had as well against the side of Francis. Tobos gets chunked, but not taken down. You're thinking the same thing in regards to Dino Tracer? Yeah, I think it's a draft mentality. Like, I think it's a draft tactic that they're employing. I think it's purposeful. Is I think the best way for me to say it. Ultralisk in top lane, losing a bit more of the fort gate, doing their best to soul rep and heal up here and there and avoid some of the poke and splash damage, but Hazuab's back. Malthael will now be the one to retreat and recall. Bottom lane fort gate by comparison, pretty equal actually. If the Immortal is won by the members of Germany, it goes into top lane. If it's won by the side of France, it goes into bottom lane, as those are the more well-defended lanes. Taunt Variant is going to be picked up. Debilitating Dart for your Ana as well. What are we taking for Rainer level 4 here? Simple Geometry continues with the Serrated Arrows. You typically never outmatch level 7. You do have your Shattered Armor for the Arthas as well. Minus 15 armor for 4 seconds when hit by the Howling Blast. Masquerade trying to get away from Death Knight and crew, but there's no Detainment Strike angle. And so they chunk onto Masquerade's health bar. Some Healing Darts from Ana will be utilized. Banana helping out with that. Arthas does have a wave in top lane pushing up. And level 7 is getting closer and closer for both, as we're still waiting on that Rainer level 4. Curious what he's going to go into. Ariel, by the way, is going to be picking up Majestic Span with that Righteous Assault. Could see Converging Force or the Blinding Slaps at level 13. Celestial Charge going out. Stun onto the Vala. Dark Wolf trying to back away. Hungering Arrow, Repeating Arrow with the Vault forward. Dark Wolf chunked but not taken down. I think a heal actually missed from Death Knight right there. And that'll be your Malthael taken down. First objective phase here to be contested, and the Fallen Shaman in bottom lane, unfortunately, tanking tower shots will be taken down. Do we like the Arthas rework? I honestly have not seen enough of it to have a judgment. I have a very surface level opinion of it. I think it's pretty cool, but I really need to see more. I think there's going to be maps and drafts where it's going to be good, but I off the top of my head, I'd say it's doing all right. Howling Blast on the 2. Uther's dead. He's got some Ghost Heals for a few moments. Tobos is not going to be taken down, but Imperious will be. Masquerade now trying to back away from the Frozen Tempest of this Arthas. We have Vala taken down by Hanzo, who wants to chase into Banana. Malthael is going to be able to rip and tear, and Banana will be taken down by a Stormbow. Yasuo is going to be able to finish out the objective, but Germany just picked up a quadra kill, and they will defend in bottom lane. And this Immortal will get Fort Gate and some hits onto the fort, but really good rundown from Germany right there to pick up a couple kills and bolster their experience. 19 stacks for the Hanzo, 27 of the 60 for your Wave of Light. Uther, you're also looking at 12 of the 30, or 12 of the 15, however you want to look at that one for the Arthas. So we have a stun into Imperious, Detainment Strike into the wall. There's going to be the Frozen Tempest active. Once again, the scatter coming out from Hanzo. Dayquaza is going to have some space created by that taunt from Barry, but the scatter off the fort gate from Dino. Deja vu. I've seen Dino do that before. It happened earlier in the first best of 5. And that is going to be a double kill from Germany. 7-2 in kills. A level lead has formed in 10 talent here, nearing for the side of Germany. Next Immortal phase, 7 minutes maybe? And actually, a little bit more damage on this fort did come through, so it's down to about 75%. Malthael has a Death Shroud thrown out. He's going to try and get another mark over here, but I don't think there's going to be an invade onto the camp. We're already been casting for 5 hours today? Jesus. How today flies. Lion's Maw done at 5:49. Has that extra slow value. Malthael trying to clear things out here. A few multi-shots from Vala going out. Death Knight's going to jump around with a Soul Rip and a Wraith Strike here and there. Top lane fort is being pushed into by Imperius and the Rainer. Won't be able to take it down. Right side camp is going to be started out here. 10 talent here for the members of Germany, as we mentioned, coming through faster. Last Rites, Divine Shield, Dragon's Arrow, Army of the Dead, and Ariel is Crystal Aegis, I assume. This has been, by the way, this has been the pretty common build, at least with Hazu. Hazu is, I think, the only one that I've seen play Arthas. Actually, no, we did have different Arthas players, but still. This is pretty much the prominent build with Howling Blast 1 and 4, Icebound Fortitude level 7. You've got your Army of the Dead. Typically, we see the Death Chill, which is another Howling Blast talent. Then Anti-Magic Shell level 16, and then Legion of Northrend at 20. Maybe we don't see Anti-Magic Shell level 16. There's not a crazy amount of magic damage on the enemy side. But this is easily going to be Immortal going over the side of Germany, which is going to be pushing into, I believe, the top lane fort gate, yeah. Invade onto the camp as well. Nice steal. Army of the Dead utilized. Howling Blast going out, missing onto Banana. Varian charging in. No taunt to be used. Actually, it was used. 11-second cooldown currently. Imperius cleared things out on top, but this is Immortal heading into top lane. Arthas is going to chill in bottom to clear things out. Shield Wall Varian, Banshee for the Rainer. The Raiders roll. Nano Boost, Wrath of Angiris, and follow with the Strafe. Or Spinny Shooty Shot, as we have called it. Hanzo trying to take out the Banshee. Won't be able to do so. Immortal getting some damage onto the fort gate. Arthas rotating from bottom lane to join the allies. A Sonic Arrow over the wall for a bit of vision. Scatter, but not getting the bounce hit they were hoping for. Howling Blast trying to find the Rainer and does manage to do so. Inspired minion wave and all. Arthas stepping up into the Rainer right now, but he's getting jumped. Needs to back away. Needs to pop a few of those ghouls from Army of the Dead. A Howling Blast lands onto the Vala. She's going to get hit with a Dragon's Arrow. Last Rites. Good night, sweet Vala. As Varian shield walls. Scatter off the keep gate again. Wrath of Angiris, but he can't go over his own gate. Divine Shield applied to the Arthas. Dark Wolf getting a little bit of healing. Death Knight getting a wave of light minus armor for a moment. Healing darts onto Yasu. And this is going to be Germany backing away. Still, level lead. Talent tier is equal for the time being. And the first major structure to be taken down here on map number 4 of this best of 7 grand finals. Germany looking for the 3-1 setup. See if they can get it through Battlefield, which is going to be the map choice of Team France. Good emote there, Callie. Sonic Arrow to get a little vision around this bottom lane camp. We do have Malthael pushing up the top lane. Sacred Sweep clears out the minions. Impaler's stepping up. Howling Blast missing. And Vala will get a Hungering Arrow onto Hazuabs.
I will reach your position shortly.
Alright, sidewalls being poked at by Dino. Tower is well taken down. Howling Blast step up from Arthas. He did go into that Death Chill, by the way. So Death Chill gives you whatever damage you have on your baseline, the Frostmourne Hunger, so 20, that's doubled. So you have 42 damage increase, but also enemies who are under 50% health take 100% more damage, additional damage, and are rooted for 0.25 seconds more, which is if I remember correctly, it's a 1.5 second root then. Army of the Dead activated. Yeah, it becomes a 1.5 second route because the baseline's 1.25. That is right.
Find another way.
Trying to memorize all the new Arthas changes. We've done a pretty good job of memorizing what is most popular, but I hope to see a bit more Arthas in the upcoming week. I mean, I'm definitely going to fish around in like Heroes Lounge and NGS and see if we can find more Arthas games so we can watch more stuff at different divisions and things. Stormbow's poking here, their natural agility. That's going to be a sleep guard onto this Hanzo, but a Detain Strike creates some space. Hungering Arrow's getting some chunky damage. There will be Maltfield diving in with the inevitable end level 13 self-cleanse. We do have Raynor pushing back. Hazu with that penetrating round. The Army of the Dead will be summoned as well. Hazu trying to back away with some of those ghouls popping for heals. The objective is getting really close to being done. Ultralisk is going to get a Divine Shield and is going to go for the team fight. Was thinking about going for Race. Dragon's Arrow landing. Varian did have a shield wall active with his parry, and Hanzo. Sonic Arrow won't be enough. Wave of Blade, I believe, takes that down. The left side camp is going to be tagged in time. Germany won't invade, but this is a very, very hardy and healthy Belith going to bottom. And Belith's stats, if you're curious right now, 19,650 points of health, 1,436 points of damage into structures, and shield-wise, it's going to be up there. We're looking at 16,000. Bottom lane forward, I would assume, is going to be taken down. It actually is a 5-member push from Germany, not having the Hazu split push. Tobos very low. And Hazu on this Arthas looking so very good, as that's a lot of damage on the Masquerade, who's trying to back away from some of the scatter and poke damage. We do have a Last Rites applied that does get a stack for Maltfield. Arthas will be taken down. That is my fault for complimenting Hazu, as the Resurrect will be utilized. And Hazu's right back into it. 100-second cooldown. Immortal at 50% health opens up the keep gate of bottom lane. Not sure how much more they're going to get besides that one tower and splash damage from the Demonic Slam, as your Fallen Shaman over here is going to be quickly cleared. A pivot into bottom lane siege camp. And as I mentioned, there was that level lead earlier. It still persisted throughout this game, 3-9 in kills, favoring Germany, and they are nearing level 16, as our next Immortal phase will be sub 14.5 minutes. It'll be around 14 minutes in game time. Let's say that. That's easier to say. Wave of Light to check the bush. Uther is done with his Wave of Light, excuse me, the Holy Radiance. Celestial Charge, though, is good onto Malthiel. Inevitable end self-cleanse, and Malthiel with 59 HP is going to be able to back away. We currently have Ana in the backline almost taken down by Dark Wolf, but they decide not to go for it. Ultralisk not taken down. Dequaza lands the Celestial Charge into Hanzo, and it's actually going to be Imperious to fall. Dark Wolf, Dino, and Ultras all so very low on health bars. They have the 16 talent tier. This is going to be Anti-Magic Shell for the Arthas. Benediction. You do have your Mortality as well. It is going to be a Wrath of Heaven. Allies with Bestow Hope gain 15 spell power. Enemy heroes hit by the center area of Sacred Sweep or the terrain collision of Detainment Strike have their spell armor reduced by 20. And it is going to be that blinding flash, as I mentioned earlier. Enemies hit by the center area of Sacred Sweep are blinded for 2 seconds. Really good with the Righteous Assault and the Majestic Span up against that Vala. But Immortal is here. Varian is going to be hit with a Howling Blast. Vala discovered as well. Army of the Dead popped. Arthas is still running at Varian with that Frozen Tempest active, with that just slow availability. Celestial Charge goes out, but it's not going to hit onto anybody. Scatters poking onto Tobos. Last Rites. Good night, Vala! As she will go down. Dragon's Arrow fired in, almost sets up a kill into Dequaza as well. Meanwhile, wait a minute. Hold on, Raynor. Howling Blast, Death Coil. Maltfield gets credit for another kill. And this is top lane wave pushing in to keep gate. And Germany, they say, maybe we just have Malthiel race while the rest of us siege. And I think that is going to be the case. Resurrect value has been good so far. Hazuab's able to get resurrected in that bottom lane siege and then continue forward. That's going to be a Howling Blast on Banana. The Death Coil going out as well. 30 stacks for Hazuab's, which means that Death Coil has a 50% slow on the target afflicted for 0.75 seconds. Charge Taunt. Healing debuff onto Uther, but he seems to be able to back away just fine. And the first half of the race will be finished out. Malthea was grabbing a bottom lane wave. 16 is here on the left-hand side with the paint them red. You do have the Banner of Dalaran, Vala with the Manticore, active reload, and the melting touch. Consuming a molten armor mark reduces the target armor by 25% for 4 seconds. Immortals swap north and south. Immortals swap north and south sides. The Howling Blast goes out from Arthas. Celestial Charge answered back into him. Icebound Fortitude triggers. You see the AoE or sort of visual on Hazu right now. There's going to be a Divine Shield applied, and Hazu runs at Ana and is going to set up the kill. They take down Tobos, who is nano boosted. There was a kill onto Imperius elsewhere. Germany, do they want to end? If Germany wins the Immortal, it goes into bottom lane as they start sieging into top. Army of the Dead activated. No level 20 for Legion of Northrend. Inspired minion wave. Scatters going off. Malthea finishes the objective. And I think it is legitimately get keep, pivot out. Death timers will come through for the members of France, but I mean, this is going to be a very strong and healthy Immortal going into bottom. This is going to be what? Nearing 2,000 damage into structures, I think. No, it's probably going to be closer to like 1,700. So we're going to see some recalls coming out, and then Arthas is trying to delay a little bit so that Hanzo can also start this camp in the bottom of the map. 1,724. It's like Blizzard should hire me to cast this game because I cast it so much I can just tell you what the stats will be. That's actually hilarious. Big burst onto Uther. He will be taken down. Resurrect is available if they want to utilize it once he finishes his ghost form. Healing. Dragon's Arrow. Malthea dives in. Last Rites Tobos. Bye-bye. A fifth stack onto Last Rites for Malthea, who keeps diving in. The Howling Blast going off from Arthas. This is going to be Yasu. Scattered by Hanzo. Another kill was picked up into the Varian. He falls as well. A lone Imperius is here. The Immortal doesn't even need to take down Keep. Germany can play to the far side and start working on core. It is going to be Legend of Northrend. Bulwark of Light. Is that Angelic Flight? Death Knight uses it too. Is going to be achieved by the members of Germany as they have taken down all structures. They take down the core, and Germany is one map away from the run back here in Nations Cup 2026. If Germany wins the next map, they will be your back-to-back Nation Cup winners. Germany on the precipice of greatness. Yes, that is the first Angelic Flight that I've seen in the tournament. I have casted every single game. So, yeah, that is... You know what's funny? I was memeing about this earlier today. I was memeing about this during the first best of 5. And I can't believe we actually get it. That's kind of funny. Also, it was 4-20 in kills. Nice, nice, nice. All right, let's go ahead and roll out what could be the final ads of the day and get ready for what could be the final map of the day as well. We're going to go ahead and get everything all set up here as the members of France wanted first pick as the losing side. Germany will have map pick.
Towers of Doom.
All right, everybody, welcome in. What could be the final map of the Grand Finals of Nations Cup 2026? My name is Bahamut. On the left-hand side, it is France. Down in this best of 7 series. And Germany on the right, one map away from succeeding in the double victory. As a reminder for those that may have not known or may have been confused what I was talking about at the end of the last map, Germany won Nations Cup in 2023 when I was there in Berlin. So if Germany wins this, they will be the back-to-back winners of Nations Cup. France trying to rally to build up some momentum and maybe take us to the map number 6. But this is going to be Towers of Doom. Map choice coming out from the side of Germany. First pick over to the side of losing side of France. With this being map number 4 and Meta Madness style of draft, 40 heroes are unavailable, 44 because of the ban at the top. But of course, Zeratul Maiev could be picked in map 6 or 7 if we do make it into those maps and they are not banned away once again. Johanna Hogger. Hogger has been perma-banned today by Germany. And France is going to snipe the Vikings. The Zeratul ban kind of evident of that. Is there any memery?
Grant us strength.
They're saving it for this game. Tracer Malfurion is the answer to Vikings. I was going to sit here and meme about Butcher chasing around the Vikings and getting a bunch of free meat and stuff. This is going to be Tracer Malfurion. I don't think they're going to do... I think Germany's going to just play this straight up. I don't think they're going to shenanigans or anything like that. Lost Vikings to start for France. Okay. So what do they want to run in their 4-man? You know, I wouldn't hate a Kerrigan for France with this draft already. Actually, Kerrigan for Germany wouldn't be bad either. Kerrigan for either team is actually pretty good. Stacking, rotations, even just CC and mobility. I like it for Germany a bit more because you can really hound onto those Vikings with the Kerrigan. Well, let's see, though. Ban. Probably a healer target ban, I would assume. They'll get rid of the Tyrande, which would have been a great follow-up to ETC Power Slide, or even Olaf Large and in Charge level 16. Tracer Malfurion. There's an ETC Greymane Vikings. I'm losing the idea of what is available in the tank pool, but I feel like it's really small. Like, maybe, like, May possibly is available. There could be a May ban just to get rid of the blinds. Really, Abathur? Okay. I wasn't anticipating the Abathur, but I can see it with the Tracer for sure. You want to see Kerrigan fly again? That was a good clip. D.Va later in the draft is pretty common for the Hazuabs. There's gonna be the May that I was talking about as well, with the Snowball Blind, Blizzard as well, Displacement with Icing. Last 2 picks, gonna need a healer. And maybe a mage to go with the ETC Greymane. Lily for France, I could see it for the blinds. I could absolutely see Lily. Alex Strauss is up, though, if I'm not mistaken. Alex Strauss is pretty strong. I couldn't remember if Whitemane was up. I thought she was already playing the series, but I think that was in the first best of 5 of the day. Kael'thas to be grabbed for France. There's the Mage. Okay. So pretty simple draft from the side of France. What's this last pick from Germany? They have a Tracer Malfurion, D.Va May. D.Va's the solo lane. Do they get something else for the 4-man?
For the next
Orphea. I was kind of leaning Kerrigan, but I do like the Orphea poke. Her mobility is pretty nice. Eternal Feast or Crushing Jaws are good tools as well. Let's go ahead and get into it. We've already got, holy Jesus, over 500,000 channel points on the gamble. Let's get in. You've got 12 minutes from when you're hearing me talk about this to get your gambles in. Go, go, go. Sally Thymane is going to make it in for the side of Team France. Yes. Has anyone else ever called Whitemane Sally Thymane, or was that like literally the day she released, my best friend called her that, and that's not what I've said since then. I've called her Thymane since release. I don't know if that's a me thing or if that's a common Heroes of Storm community thing. Let's get into it, everyone. Here we go. Could be the final map of Nations Cup 2026. We could be crowning our victor through Towers of Doom. Literally everyone? Oh, literally everyone! Oh, today I learned. Maybe it's a WoW thing? I've never played WoW.
Prepare yourself for battle.
heroes.
On the left-hand side, it's Banana Whitemane for Team France. Tobos Greymane, Dequaza on the Balog, Olaf, Eric, the Lost Vikings. We're going to try and get our Viking tracker to work here. Let's see if we can do that. Kael'thas, played by Yasu. Bribery at level 1, okay. Masquerade ETC. Right side of the map is going to be Team Germany, looking for the 4-1 victory in this Towers of Doom map in the Best of 7 Series Grand Finals of Nations Cup. Orphea, Ultralisk, May, Darkwolf, Dino Tracer, Death Knight, Malfurion, Hazuabs on the Diva. Maybe your friend played WoW? No, he didn't actually. He didn't either. My best friend Brandon and I both had the same feeling about WoW, which is, I'm really bored. We actually played WoW on his Mac at the lowest settings when we had like a free disc, and both of us were like, I don't get it. That's a lot of damage onto Whitemane as she's going to try and back away. The Zeal mark is there, but the May has the auto attack damage needed, and that is going to be Whitemane taken down first by May. Viking to be taken down. So we do have, by the way, Ultralisk. What? Gets the dash through this ETC corridor? I did not know you had iframes like that. I legit did not know you could dash through enemy heroes. Does it actually say that in the tooltip? Shadow Wolves, cooldown, refund, and dash a short distance upon moving. Okay. That's really, honestly, I've never seen an Orphea dash like that through an enemy. Icing going out from May. One of the sappers will be cleared up by the Greymane. Dequaza losing Eric again. Viking bribery at level 1, huh? 40 stacks needed for a singular bribe. Max stacks 200. And it is just being around minions dying, right? Instantly, yeah, it's just minions dying, I believe. BTC gonna try and back away. Pulse Bomb does land. Power Slide does share a bit of damage onto Banana as well. Now, I've never seen an Orphea actually dash like that. That was surprising. Granted, I don't think I've ever seen Orphea cornered in a corridor like that before either, so it's, you know, that's the other factor. What's up, Harold? How you doing, bud? It is a Blizzard down from May. Small stun on the Masquerade for a moment, I believe, or I think he actually just held back for his rotation so he doesn't go into the Blizzard. Triple Ultra Phase coming up in the top, left, and right center location as well. Gillian Cocktail splashing out. Power Slide from ETC onto Ultralisk. As the backbiter level 4. A root from Malfurion finds his way into Kael'thas. The Sapper's charging in. No kill onto Yasu, able to back away and has the Zeal applied from Whitemane. Orphea gets the Shadow Wolf's hit and dashes away once again. Nuclear option's a big one to mention. I don't think I see Hazu take this very often. He went into a full defense matrix build yesterday. But, of course, that was a different map. Viking gets top left. Tracer should be getting top right. Interrupted once by Eric. Dequaza might lose another Viking here in the top lane. And Willed from Tracer sustained damage. Icing from May. Or, sorry, Cryo Freeze from the May. And she will be taken down. 4-point advantage for the side of France. 36-32. And Cryo Freeze is 60 second? That doesn't seem right. 40 second, yeah. Diva and Tracer, though, have gotten a lot of siege in top lane. How's mid lane looking, though? Oh, no, siege here as well. So, while there is a little bit of a loss in the bottom area, it does seem like Diva and Tracer have been getting some great rotational value from waves and structure damage. And I think that's kind of mitigating some of the experience that I think France might be... Wait, hold on. That's going to be a pulse bomb onto Yasu, who is going to be taken down. A third kill over the side of Germany. France had a later kill, so I was thinking that might help out their experience, but... Wow. And it looks like our Viking Horde tracker's not working, so we can just break things and just take a look here. 115 on the Viking Bribery, 18 stacks on the Viking Horde, if you're curious. And it's 40 stacks per minion to be bribed, so you do need to have 120 to be able to get all 3 of these sapper camps. Obviously, you can't utilize it on the boss. And Olaf will be taken down. Tracer blinks back. Another Viking kill. That's 8 Viking kills, isn't it? No, that's just 4. Okay. For some reason, I thought there was way more Viking kills already happening. Laugh means the boss is up. We're 5 minutes in. 10 talent tiers coming up soon. Masquerade. Scouted by a Moonfire over the wall. Doesn't look like there'll be a interrupt outside of little Mind Devour from Orphea, or Dread from Orphea. The assumption at level 7 is she did go into Mind Devour.
Yes, heroes. Activate the towers.
Claws are trying to get away from Ultralisk, and one more auto. 2 more autos were needed, and they will be able to take down 2 Vikings. Diva's actually going for top left, and Germany's trying to pull ahead in this map number 5. Claws low, another Viking to be taken down. Diva will be interrupted by ETC, as he is going to power slide to the side. Death Knight trying to go for the channel. Yasu Gravity Lapse doesn't hit. The Flame Strike missing as well. Death Knight won't be taken, or won't be interrupted. And 8 shots in total do go into the French core. 28-32. Germany leads by 4. Germany just wanted to make their believers sweat and have to fight through the lower bracket. That's why. Masquerade's dead. Ice Wall goes out. Eternal Feet from Orpheus. Silence from Alfurion. Good Night Sweet Kael'thas. 6-1 in kills. Favoring the side of Germany, as we do have the Eternal Feast, Ice Wall, Sticky Bomb, Twilight Dream, and Bunny Hop for the Diva. And yes, we do say Eternal Feet from time to time, because sometimes Orphea, when she casts it, literally says taste defeat. We're immature here, okay? Sapper's pushing in through bottom lane. Tracer getting the wave pushed up. Next objective is Singular in the bottom. 1 Sapper will make their way into the fort. Curse Bullet, Play Again, Mosh Pit, Phoenix, and Scarlet Aegis. Right now at level 10, with the scaling and everything, 444 health to targets from Scarlet Aegis. And then you're going to be having 40 armor for 4 seconds. It's all 4s. By the way, we didn't talk about the level 4 for the Mei, but she does go into Slush Ball, which is going to shut down structures for 3 seconds. Another Viking to be taken down by Tracer in the mid lane. And Altar's up in 20 seconds. Or Altar up in 20 seconds. Another Viking to be taken down, as Play Again was interrupted by... Oh, no, it was used over in the top lane. Okay. They do get credit for the kill. Mosh Pit onto a couple enemies, but there's no one to capitalize on a kill. Phoenix thrown out afterwards. Greymane Razor swipes to the side. And single objective. Will France be able to make it a 28-up game, or does Germany pull ahead by 8 health? Power slide. Looking to harass onto Dark Wolf. Orphea zoning on the bottom left. Diva, I think, was interrupted by an Eric auto. Just have Eric the Swift and spin to win at 4 and 7. Tracer going to take down Eric. He's going to try and hurry up and get out, but he'll be taken down. And Hazu Channel, she's going to boost in Bunny Hop. Banana trying to back off. The Mind Devourer level 7 for your Orphea at 17 of the 30 stacks. DC getting hit with a Pulse Bomb, Sticky Bomb. He's going to try and back away. The Diva Mecha Explosion. Silence from Alfurion, and ETC will be taken down. Gravity Lapse lands under the Orphea. Eternal Feast activated. Does not get sustained damage. We do have Malfurion with the channel just to the top right. Alrighty. Oh, Slush Ball misses. Blizzard lands. And our Orphea right side is just going to finish out another Sapper Camp. Tracer in top lane is going to take down a Viking with a Pulse Bomb. Whee! He's launched off the map, sorry. Top lane Sapper Camp is coming up. Hazu may grab that after the wave. We do have bottom lane pushing in. That's a lot of channel points, chat. Yeah, Coviers, that's a lot. I wasn't even looking at it. I was so locked into the game right now. Ice Wall comes out. The Eternal Feast gets a few ticks. No one caught inside the Ice Wall, but it does deny the disengage for just a moment, as 13 is here on the right side. Well, right and left, actually. Tracer going in. There's a lot of damage on the Tobos. ETC trying to face melt to push people around. Has the Encore level 13. Mosh Pit available. Phoenix summoned by Kael'thas as well. Camp looks like it is going to be cleared away before it gets the charge in. And a good defense from France in bottom lane. Mind Devour for the Orpheus completed. So after hitting 30 heroes, Dread Eruption sets cooldown to 6 seconds, and the refund refunds 50 mana. We also have more damage on that as well. So yeah, hitting an enemy here with the Dread Eruption is going to set the cooldown to 6 seconds, then you also have that mana refund. Anyways, even though it's an 8-kill difference, the Vikings are really making up some of that experience, I do believe, in split soaking. Still is a level deficit, though, and D.Va gets top lane. Malfurion going for the center channel. He'll be interrupted by a Curse Bullet of Tobos. Eric in the bottom lane is trying to go for this channel. I don't know if there'll be an interrupt onto Eric from Mei or anyone. The icing does manage to get the interrupt. D.Va coming in as well. There will be a Masha from ETC, but he has a Root and an Eternal Feast activated underneath him. A Viking will get the center channel. 3 shots will fire into the core of Germany, but they are fine with that because they are going to go ahead and get these 5 shots. They got the kill onto ETC. They find the White Man kill as well. Greymane's the next to go down with a Pulse Bomb connecting, and he's launched across the map. A Viking, not chased by Tracer. She's actually going into mid lane for more soak. And Mei and friends might try and convert bottom left bell tower so they get 6 shots in. But I don't think they're going... No, they are going to. Darkwolf has that Slush Ball, level 4. Malfurion in position. Tracer going from mid lane bell tower. Kael'thas and Vikings trying to clear things out. The barrage may begin against France from Germany, as this is going to be 6 shots in to the core of 24. Scary situation for France. They really gotta find a way back into this map number 5. So Greymane and a few others are going to start working on top lane. The barrage will begin. D.Va is going to try and get around this corner for a Mecha Explosion flank, but she doesn't have a boost to get through the death zone. Ice Wall from the Mei goes out. There's going to be an ETC power slide. D.Va does have the way to get around the corner. The Eternal Feast is going to be there. The Bunny Hop from D.Va. The Bell Tower does get converted, and it is going to be 16 to 29 in core HP as Boss is going to be grabbed from Germany. They are not letting off the gas. Germany has gotten on the Autobahn, and they are trying to hit max speed in whatever car they have. Boss grabbed. 12 HP remains on this core. Triple altar phase coming up next. 3 altars is GG for the members of Germany. Even with this bottom left bell tower converting back over to the side of France. Possibly, actually, is the phrasing I should use. First bullet going out. Bottom left bell tower does go back over to the side of Team France. 1 to 12 in kills. 17 up on both sides just about. You can see the Vikings soak right here. 21,778 versus D.Va, 15,800. Viking, by the way, 200 stacks. They have not used Bribe the entire game. 48 regeneration globes. So many, dude, I'm horrible with cars in general. I'm not a car guy. They've got their Aston Martin on the highway, sure. Actually, I don't think Aston Martin is German. Little bunny hop. What's up, Uki? Welcome back. Mecha Explosion. Eternal Feast from Orphea going out. Dequaza will lose a Viking. 7 HP remains on the French core. Might be 2 as ETC Moshpit lands onto Darkwolf Power Slide. Mei does go down. And actually, the channel still doesn't come through. Ultralisk now trying to back away. Dequaza running at him. A root from Malfurion creates a little bit of space. The Gravity Lapse landing onto the D.Va mech, and she will be hit with a Living Bomb, Defense Matrix, a Moonfire, and an... Wow, I can't believe it. The regrowth gets activated in time.
The altar is ours. Fire from the grave keeper.
Oh, we'll have a pause. We will have a pause as we go ahead and get rid of all of that stuff at the bottom of your screen because we keep everything up on the screen for competitive integrity, but obviously you can't see anything. Volkswagen, BMW, that's true. Yep. Bavarian Motor Works, the Volkswagen, all that good stuff. Yeah, I can't think of cars. I can never think of cars on this. You want me to start naming heroes and talents all day? You want me to name car brands and car types? No. Audi as well. Yeah, Audi as well. There you go, Looney Tune. Yeah. So a pause with this DC onto the Kael'thas. 22 regeneration globes for him. We did, the Viking tracker's not working. They don't have 2 globes. It's like 30 something, if I remember correctly, closing in at 40. Germany, still a half a level lead. Viking bribery, I believe, is still full. Nothing really else to mention on questing talents and stuff like that. But we'll see what ends up happening once we get back from this pause. Fiat is Italian. Yeah, Fiat's Italian. It got bought by, didn't they get bought by like Chrysler or something like that? Didn't they? Because I remember there was like a big thing a while ago with like Fiat's being all over like Metro Detroit. Because I think Chrysler bought them. I think. Or maybe they bought, like, part of the company or something? I can't remember. It was, like, back in, like, 2013 or something like that. Well, a DC in a map number 5 as we wait patiently with bated breath for the reconnection and what will be happening afterwards. So, I mean, like, right now, it's 2-12 in kills, 7-23 in core HP. The members of France they really need, like, a bunch of team fights to go their way. That's, that's the short of it all. The short of it all is they really do need to, have some team fights go in their favor. No fucking way, dude. If the grand finals ends with a DC... It became part of Fiat Chrysler Automotives in 2014, and 2021 became a subsidiary of Stellantis. I don't know who that last one is. This has got to be a troll, right? There's no way that... If the grand finals of this tournament ends with a DC, I will be thoroughly upset. I'm assuming it's a troll. What about Renault? I don't know who makes Renault. I know the car. My uncle in Germany has one. He loves it because it's a hatchback and it works well with his pottery business, but that's about it. Oh, I'm holding out. I'm waiting. I'm waiting patiently. Yeah, dude, it's a troll. Like, of course it is. Team Germany legitimately trying to, like, communicate, and Team France just literally trolling. Kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie. If only, like, communicating as adults was the thing. Tracer is gonna be, trolling top lane for the time being. Eternal Feast for the Orphea will go out. We have a D.Va boosting in once again. Bunny Hop from D.Va. She'll look to get a well tap. The emergency shielding at level 16 triggering right there. Living Bomb going in. D.Va's going to boost in as well. There will be a kill into the ETC. The icing from Mei coming through once again. Scarlet Aegis from Whitemane will trigger. D.Va will lose mech. Does have pilot mode. There's an Olaf large and in charge. D.Va is going to be able to torpedo dash to the side. This will be Banana low and taken down by the Orphea as well. Icing in from the Mei. Tobos now trying to back away. Yasu as well. Inner Beast active with that level 13 on the prowl for the movement speed bonus. That's why Tobos was able to move out of that so very quickly. As 7 HP remains on the core of France, we've got bottom lane keep being converted by Germany and possibly mid lane as well. 140 on the boss. I mean, Barrage getting... No, I don't think so. Greymane and Kael'thas are going to get top lane. No, that's Encore. Encore at level 13 is right there. You can see in the bottom of your screen. The yellow talent.
Titans.
Scarlet
Take the
Crusade,
altars and put an
Blunderbuss.
end to the Gravekeeper.
Vikings going to be going into Fury of the Storm. ETC Ride the Lightning.
Ice wall coming up.
Flamethrower for the Kael'thas as well. We do have Flash Freeze for your May. Eldritch Conduit, Get Stuffed, Astral Communion, and Albedo Armor. Bunny Hop from Diva, Tracer blinks in, Pulse Bomb lands a banana, 2 HP remains on the core of France. 1, 2, 3 sappers in bottom lane, Flame Strike goes out, Diva dunks in the Mecha Explosion. There's going to be a Scarlet Aegis, the Mecha Explosion takes down a Viking, a second falls to the Nexus Forces, Malfurion Silence is there, and no sappers make it over the wall, only Vikings to fall. They actually play again in top lane, as you see a few little lads moving around up over there, but single objective in the center of the map coming up, and it is a 21 difference. 2 to 23. Diva level 20. What? Albedo Armor is really common. 45% of spell damage dealt to Diva mech is returned as healing over 4 seconds. Albedo is very common. Boss is up. Tracer in top lane taking down another Viking. Vikings in bottom. No play again for 62. Single objective is here. Tracer's not soloing boss, is she? No, she's not. Okay. Yeah, it's honestly, it's been really common in this tournament. Pop and Lock is really fallen away. Albedo Armor is extremely strong, and I think it's undervalued. I think a lot of people just refuse to read talents, and they go, well, everyone's taking this, I'm going to take this too. 45% of spell damage dealt to Diva is returned as healing over 4 seconds. That's just really strong. That's great. Diva boosting in. Bunny Hop again. Phoenix from Kael'thas thrown in for a delay. Eternal Feast from Orpheus on the left-hand side. No monster within level 20 for cooldown, basic ability cooldown recharge. Great. Diva boosting in again, creating chaos. Dayquaza will be taken down by Tracer. Vikings play again just below. I'm actually going to go ahead and pull away talents really quickly just so we see everything better. Germany wants this channel, and they want to get victory. Dino is getting delayed once by Eric. ETC working on left side camp. Bribe will be used by Vikings to speed that up. Gravity Labs, Curse Bullet, Diva boosting in, Mecha Explosion with nuclear options available. Silence from Malfurion. There's going to be a Viking taking down. Banana gets the Scarlet Crusade trigger, but Tracer wants to stick on them like glue. And Majmi from ETC. There will be Flame Strike. Phoenix from Kael'thas as well. Ultralisk does not go down. It's ETC to fall. Kael'thas Living Bomb is going to be there. The shots are picked up by Vikings. And map number 5 continues with Hazu. Emergency shielding, Bunny Hop, Yasu taken down. Greymane takes out the mech. Dayquaza loses another Viking in bottom lane. But here's the thing, boss is up. It's a Greymane and a single Viking to defend against a Diva, Malfurion, Tracer, and May. And it looks like they're going to try and go for the full Finland before going for boss. This is going to be Viking B-stepping. Dayquaza will be taken down by Dino. No Finland. We just had Whitemane respawn. But that is going to be GG's. The members of Germany will be your repeat victors in Nations Cup. GG. Well played. Whoops.